Greetings, Kooplings, and thank you for tuning in to yet another wonderful episode of Play Some Video Games, the flagship podcast of PSVG. My name is Donnie Reese, and I am in the host chair this evening for Dev, our fallen brother, who is off at Disney Universal World or whatever. He's hanging out with the princess and Iron Man or Taz or Bugs or whatever they do at those things. So we're going to be talking all about PlayStation without him. I can't believe of all the shows that he's been on, of all the ones to not be here, of all the weeks to schedule, he scheduled the same day, not even the week of, the same day of the PlayStation Showcase. So everybody,
what a piece of shit! How dare you, Dev Tyus? Just leave us. You were on a PlayStation podcast.
Yeah,
this is like your job.
That's the thing.
This is why you're here.
You were on the XP, and you were replaced by our listeners for Dev to run Team PlayStation, yet he's not here for him.
Yeah, just sad.
Filling in his shoes is Josh Bones, back again over from Board of Video Games. What's up, dude?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us.
Today.
What?
I'm sorry?
Good job, Josh.
Thanks.
Glad somebody showed up to work today.
Hey,
that's right. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do it, even when I'm the lesser half of the PlayStation fan base of Board of Video Games.
I think you bring some level-headedness and some balance to the show. How about we put it that way?
Sure. If I can
it's
get
not lesser than, it's grounded.
Equal.
Yeah. Sure. I'll take that. Any day, every day.
And then, of course, we have Moneda de Oro here. What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long week, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm a big man, baby. Let's see if I can show you what I bought this weekend. Well, I bought it. It came in today. Can I see
that? I can't see what that. I can't tell what that is.
It's a Back to the Future Playmobil set.
Oh wow!
Correct.
What's a Playmobil?
It is It is Lego for babies.
I'm gonna one up you. Ready?
Okay. Oh, he froze up.
Oh, I froze. What's happening?
It'll snap back.
In my frozen picture?
Snap back to reality.
Oh, I got to do this with a Razor camera.
There it is.
Snap back to reality. Whoop, there comes gravity.
Look at this thing.
You bought what is it, oyster?
It's the Little Mermaid, the new Little Mermaid.
That was close.
Oh, that's cool.
Nailed it.
Yeah, so I got it for my wife.
That's cool. Yeah, I got this because Back to the Future 2 is one of my favorite movies. And this is the whole scene where he got the hoverboard and stuff like that. This is pretty cool. It's like $20.
Oh, that's a great deal. Did you watch the documentary yet?
I have not.
You got to watch it.
I need to watch that.
Still on Apple Plus.
I want to watch it too, but it's Apple. Is it ever going to be like rentable elsewhere?
Don't you have like
probably
3 free months on Xbox and 6 free months on PlayStation?
They just give away Apple for free.
I just don't want to. Like it's just I'd have to do it.
There's a lot of good stuff on there.
I'd rather just give Amazon like $4 than have to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to wait.
You just click free trial.
Yeah.
It's literally one button.
It's good, but it's sad, but it's good.
Account, and you're gonna have to do all the things. I don't want to mess with that.
No, I hear
you. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about a little bit what we're playing, but be mindful. We have a lot of notes. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of notes, a lot of questions. A lot of show. We got a lot to do.
I was taking questions as started the live stream. We got like 3 more questions. I saw one on Twitter and I got 2 pings on Discord. So we are taking questions live as we post this. I'll start. I'm just playing Zelda, man. That's the only thing I'm playing. It's the only thing I want to play. I'm having a blast still. I have like 8 batteries now. I've been just archiving the depths and going through and finding all the light roofs and getting my map built and all that. I guess I'm now about 50 hours in, and I finally decided to go get like the travel medallion and upgrade the thing you're supposed to do like several dozen hours ago. I was like, I might as well go do that. So I did that, and I am in the process of unlocking the fairy fountains so I can upgrade my glide armor. Have you guys got the glide armor or seen it?
No.
I think I got that. Yeah, I think I have that one.
The glide armor is really cool. If you level it up, you don't apparently. I mean, I'm taking my son's word here. Apparently, you just don't take fall damage.
Oh, that's great.
And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I want to do that. I just jump off of whatever I want and not have to worry about it. It's pretty awesome. So I definitely want to do that. But yeah, that's me. What are you guys up to? What are you guys playing?
I'm playing Zelda as well. I have got to the sexy fishman area, and it's great. I'm still loving it. I think my son tells me I'm 20 hours in so far. So
Nice.
And that's way more than I played the first one. So I guess I'm enjoying the game a lot, to say the least. And it's fun. I like it. I'm really enjoying the story and everything that comes along with it. It's a blast. I really, really like this game. I have nowhere near the amount of hearts and stuff you have. So and like
I've played it longer, and I'm also like, I have both played it longer and differently, right? Like I'm not following the path. I'm not doing the missions. In a lot of ways, you could say I probably haven't like really started the game. Because I always have. I really like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdoms. I like its grind. There's not a whole lot of most games I don't like grind. But this game, I love the grind. I love shrining. I'm getting all these batteries. I like farming. I'm having a lot of fun just doing that, and that's all I'm really doing.
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that because I'm feeling like it reminds me a lot of Death Stranding, a little bit, in terms of how you have to go. Like for one, they tell you this, like go to these areas where these villages are at, right? But they're really far, and you have to kind of map out a way to get there and go through. Much like Death Stranding, and once you get there, you kind of get a lot of story details and things like that, and you get the story. But you got along the way to these villages and things, other little story details are happening, like the little sign guy who's like, "Hey, help him with this sign," and you help him up. Motherfucker set me up one time. He straight up did. I was helping him with a sign, and I don't want to spoil what happened. A creature came that I could not kill, and it fucked me up. And I wanted to beat the shit out of that sign guy after that. I'm like, I am not helping you anymore, you piece of shit. But I'm having a blast with it. I'm loving this game a lot, way more than I thought I would.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah. I've been playing a little bit of this and that, like Go 2K Drive, and
tell me how that is, because I
want to hear that.
That's the first game. It's that and Dead Island that hurts. Those are the two that I'm like, I really want to play it, but I'm staying true to my commitment, and I'll get it sometime later after I'm done with Zelda.
Well, it's funny. I bought it for my son, and he's like, "No, I want to play Minecraft." And I'm like, "Dude, we play Minecraft all the time. I got you this cool game." And he played. No, thanks, Dad. So I played it. I was like, "All right, fine, I'll play it." Career mode is interesting. I like it. Has a cool story. Like if you like the Lego stuff, it's like tongue in cheeky, fun, but it has like an overworld.
I do like that stuff
where you can drive around like in Forza. So you don't necessarily just drive in races. It's very Forza like and like Forza Horizon, and like the way that it handles events in races. But there's also like kiddie stuff you can do, like quests in the overworld to gain you XP. But you go and you can drive around, and there's maps you unlock to get to races. So when you get to those races, it's very much like Forza. It's like any racing game, even a little bit of Speedstorm, but it's faster. So I talked about this on Board with Video Games this week. Something I was really worried about was the transition right between vehicles, because you have a main road vehicle, which is usually a streetcar. Then you have off-road vehicle, which is ATV of some sort, and you have a boat like right away. And the game, you can turn this off in the options, but the game automatically changes your vehicle. So like picture yourself taking a turn in any racing game you've ever played, and your car hits dirt while you're on a main road. It just transforms you.
And like then Sonic All-Stars.
Yes. And then it just transforms you right back once you get back on the road. But it's so seamless. It never affects your racing. And it's still combat driven too. So you have power-ups and boosts and all this. And I think something that they handled really well was that transformation of your cars. There is some, like, when a lot's going on the screen, it can be tough. But the game keeps going. It's just kind of, you're trying to keep up with what's happening. I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun.
How servicey is it?
You
'Cause I
know,
read some of the live servicey type
yeah,
feedback, and I was like,
it
oh,
feels like a mobile game in the well, sorry, it feels like a 2K game in the menus,
Okay.
which is like, that's a bad thing.
Gonna keep
Yeah.
asking you for
Uh,
money every 5 minutes.
But you
yeah.
can ignore it. It's tougher for kids, right? Like if your kids are playing it, like that's stuff they have to navigate, and
It's
they
not
don't necessarily know as much as we do.
not really like dependent on gameplay wise. Like
Think
you're not feeling the
like
need to
Fall
like
Guys.
not have cooldowns and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Think like the Fall Guys setup, or even Fortnite. Like you have a lot of options to go into, but you can build any car you want, so you don't have to buy a car. You can
Okay.
literally spend time in the garage building with literally individual Lego pieces, which is kind of wild, but also crazy that anyone would spend that much time doing that
So
to
I
get
essentially,
definitely
you can
think
through
make
Lego people
each
are gonna do that.
individual
you can
piece.
make the car you want. Essentially, you can make the DeLorean or something
Yes,
like
yeah,
that.
you got to
That's
do
cool.
like a frame, and then you can build any Lego piece that's available to you
Is there like a share?
onto the car.
Can you like share designs?
There's no share yet, but they said that they're going to add it at some point. But right now, you
Ooh,
can't share your designs.
That is great.
yeah,
But
because that's one of my favorite things about Forza. Is I'm like, man,
oh
I like
yeah,
this car, but
yeah, because
I
we
wish
have
it was
like Optimus
Cubone.
Prime, like truck that my son loves to
And
drive.
people are like, yeah, somebody's already done that
Yeah,
for you. I'm like,
Cubone, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Download.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't spent as much time with it because oddly enough, I'm really enjoying Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. I love it. I'll say this is spoiler free because I'm just gonna name this thing. I took down the Wind Tyrant last night. I stayed up
Sure.
till like 1 a.m. I was like, what am I doing? I have to be at work very soon. And hearing about Glide Armor makes me feel like that might have been a much easier boss fight, but I took him down with 4
maybe,
hearts. Yeah, I
but
took him down with 4 hearts and no stamina upgrades. So it took me a while. It was challenging.
what a epic ascent.
But it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And then once I landed, I was able, hey, there's a shrine right here. I can just now I have 5 hearts and an extra stamina thing. So
Yeah.
the
I
next
gotta
time
tell you,
it'll be easier.
that extra stamina comes in handy.
Oh yeah.
'Cause without it, Link's like he has asthma.
It was the first thing I did.
And I ran out of food to keep me warm. So I had to just
Spicy
keep
peppers.
eating any type of food I had, period. So I ate almost all of my inventory of food just to keep my hearts up.
That's such a man.
It was
Just keeps
crazy.
popping Advil.
Yeah,
like,
just like
dude,
meat.
your
I'm just eating
appendix
meat
needs to come out. I'm like,
skewers.
it's fine. I got this.
Yeah. But I'm having a ton of fun with it. It's
Great.
really caught me by surprise. And I'll say this, for people who haven't listened to Bored with Video Games, like I'm pretty harsh on Breath of the Wild, mostly joking, but I'm like 70-30 joking. And if I'm gonna say one thing from Tears of the Kingdom is I'm kind of just gonna go into every game open-minded, because what if I missed out on a game like this? So I'm gonna try to open up my narrow viewpoint of games like Starfield. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that now, even though I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it. But you
Do you
never know.
think it helps that it's not going like directly opposite of Horizon?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Talk about
Yeah,
that
that
too.
you're not having that
Not
in
to
the back of
mention
your
my
head.
son was born that same week, so I had a newborn baby the week Zelda came out,
Yeah.
and I was playing Horizon while he was like getting fed. So
Yeah.
big difference.
This game kind of requires your attention.
Oh yeah, and I'm taking it slow, and that was the thing I promised myself. I was like, I'm gonna take this slow. Like I feel like the game needs to be taken, and take my time with everything.
I'm glad to
instead of
hear that.
just rushing.
I mean, it may not sound like it, but that's what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've already noticed, and talking about it a little bit in the Discord, I already feel like the internet's ready to move on. Like
Mhm.
in all the stuff I've seen, it's like this game has been devoured and exploited and done and shown, and it's like I'm already seeing people are like Diablo, and I'm not there. I'm not ready. I'm not treating this game like that. Like I don't have the expectations like, oh, that's why I didn't make any pre-orders or anything while this game came out. I'm just not trying to get it out of the way
Right.
before the next game. Like I want to sit here and play it at my own pace and, finish it when I want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like this game, like in a way that Breath of the Wild didn't. Breath of the Wild, I felt like we were still learning about that game for years,
sure.
but like this game feels like it's done. Like they have combed every inch of this game already. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's just the fervor, but this thing feels,
It's very impressive.
you know.
Oh, let me give a PSA to everybody out there. If you want to look up like strategy guides and stuff like that, I kind of don't recommend doing the video strategy guides because there's lots of spoilers in them. Like tons of spoilers. Like even if you're not trying to look it up, it gives away a lot of stuff in the game. So if you can just read the thing, like if you get in the shrine, you can't figure it out, it's probably better to read it as opposed to watching the video of it.
TikTok has been my favorite thing about this game because this game is perfect for 30-second bite-sized little videos. They're both entertaining and informational. Like I've learned so much just in my standard scrolling of TikTok. Somebody showed me something that blew my mind. I watched somebody, he attached a bunch of rockets to his shield, and then he proceeded to shield surf in midair with the rocket attached to it, which would make you fly.
That's cool.
But instead of running out of rockets and running out of batteries, he just kept switching shields. So he just switched shields and shield surfed and then go to another shield and shield surf and he's basically flying. Like he's just like to the moon, just flying through the sky. I'm like, this is incredible. I would never even have thought to exploit that way. You know, like there's little things like that I'm seeing in TikTok, and you know, like there's only so much you can spoil in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't had much spoiled for me. Like, so I'm learning a few things here and there as we go along through TikTok.
It's crazy with this customization because I did look up. I was stuck on a puzzle in this dungeon, this sky dungeon or whatever, and I was like, oh, I got stuck here, so I'm just gonna check to see what I'm missing. And it was something very easy, but to the point where the guy in the video got to where I was. I'm watching him go through these steps, and I did something using my abilities that I thought was like kind of basic, like, oh, this is how they want me to do it. And then I watched him, and he spent 15 minutes trying to piece the puzzle together just to do what I did in 5 seconds. And I was like, it's kind of crazy. Like, if just give yourself an extra 5 minutes before you look it up, because you might solve it quicker. But also on the flip side, you might see like what Donnie saw on TikTok and be like, oh my God, like that's like 10 times better than what I did. So
it just makes you change. It's so like crazy. For me, it just makes me change how I approach an obstacle.
Yeah.
Right. Like, had I not seen that video or videos like it, I may not even come to the table with any, like, I didn't even think that was on the docket, like on the menu. But like this game with its physics system, its engine makes those sorts of things possible. You can just like, I had a shrine. There are shrines in the sky that make you like take crystals across obstacles. You got to like carry it. Right. I had one that I had to literally move it from one island to another that was like way higher in the sky than the other one. And I was like, oh man, I haven't seen this at all. I literally glued together like 6 springs and built like a makeshift like spring shotgun or ramp, if you call it. And I put that thing on there and just launched that bad boy up there. And it totally worked. I was like, this is stupid. This is not how this is supposed to go.
Right.
And those are great moments when you, you know, when you have them. That's what makes it great. Well, cool. Awesome. I did see Fast X.
Oh,
if anybody wants to talk about that a little bit.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'll stay after Fast 9.
I liked it a lot.
Oh, that's great.
Actually, I liked it a lot more than the last one. Okay. Which I wasn't expecting. You know, I don't read reviews, but you know, I do read the internet and scroll through things. And when it came out, I definitely saw several headlines or, you know, basically nudges that it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not by any cinema standards, but by Fast and Furious standards, it was very entertaining. I was very entertained.
Nice.
It does the Fast and Furious things that Fast and Furious does. So if you don't like that, I imagine you wouldn't like it here. But outside of that, it was very, very entertaining. I think I walked out of the theater telling my wife, I was like, that was a lot better than I expected it to be.
I have a question.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jason Momoa good as a bad guy?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, because I'm in my brain. I'm trying to rush because I don't want this podcast to be 4 hours long. And I wouldn't even have talked about him. Jason Momoa steals the absolute show. He's incredible.
I expected that.
He's like, did you? Because I've never seen Jason Momoa half this good in anything.
I think he's very charismatic. Like in Aquaman, he's very charismatic.
Aquaman, he's very good.
Okay.
It's not a
That
good
was not
movie.
my takeaway when watching.
Bad movie, but he's good.
But
In it.
he's good. He's very
Okay,
charismatic.
if you think he's charismatic in Aquaman, he might blow you. It's Joker-esque.
Whoa.
He's fucking amazing. He is the movie. He's incredible. Like
I expected that.
I was just gleefully laughing at every turn with him. There's a moment where he is having I don't want to spoil it. He's sitting down with two people having a conversation basically with himself, and it's like the star of the movie. I mean, it was amazing. He drives incredible Impalas, this beautiful purple one. I mean, he steals the show.
Okay.
It's perfect. Like he is. This is the final villain, the final act. I never believe any of these are the final
Well, there's gonna
anything
be three
ever.
of them now.
No,
so
it's
But
not.
like, I hope that he just continues. I hope they don't just like move him on and he becomes, the next guy to drive next to Vin Diesel. Like him in this evil role, perfect. Like
They all become family.
perfect.
Johnny.
Did you hear the story how it became?
Yeah, but like-
in the next movie.
John Cena in this movie is better because he's not like brooding, serious, angry Cena. He's goofy, dumb John Cena from WWE in this whole movie, and that's incredible.
Okay.
Like that's
That's
the
good. Yeah.
John Cena we want to see. Like I don't think. Trying to remember real quick before I say this, I don't think the villains in Fast and Furious are particularly good at all.
No,
Jason
they're
Um,
Statham
always
was pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah,
I
but he's
don't.
not a good
I
guy.
would just say he was like okay. I wouldn't say he was good. Jason
Yeah.
Momoa's villain is incredible. Like he's
Okay.
great.
That is high praise then.
Yeah, he's very good. He literally is the movie. Like the writing, some of the dialogue is so bad.
Well, that's,
He saves all of it.
that's Fast and Furious.
Well, more so than normal.
Yeah.
More so than normal. There's a lot of it's very punchy. There's a lot of one-liners. Really bad one-liners.
Oh boy.
So-
I couldn't get through the new Shazam because of how many one-liners there were.
Yeah,
in the
there's a
beginning.
lot of that. There's a
I
lot of
literally
like two
stopped watching the
characters
movie.
sitting next to each other, and I'm not going to say one, but it's stuff like
Sure.
you just got to drive, and just like, what the fuck? It's a lot of that. But yeah, so I enjoyed the movie. I had fun. I went to a new theater. I was
Nice.
telling Delvin this. I haven't really particularly. I've been going to AMC
Yes.
since I moved here because it's nearby,
Yeah.
and I hate it. Like they charge me so much money. The movie sucks. The seats suck. The theater sucks. It's always dirty. So I went to a new theater, and they had very big, cushy seats, and I saw it on what they call their extreme screen. I mean, it maybe slightly more vibrant, but noticeable improvement in the sound. Way louder and way more punchier and bassier and stuff like that. So that was a nice experience. They had self-serve refreshments. So you get like free
Oh.
refills on all the popcorn and all the drinks that you want.
Nice.
And you basically just buy the bucket and just do whatever you want. And it was
That
just
sounds cool.
way more laid back. So I definitely enjoyed it. And it's about 10 minutes further than the theater I was going to. So I was like, this is my new theater.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a good distance.
Yeah. And the tickets were slightly cheaper. The refreshments were about the same price. It was still like, what I still think it's expensive. I mean,
Is it
Oh
a,
yeah.
a big name theater? It's like Regal or something like that? Or is
I
it
don't,
just,
it's called NGC. Is that a thing?
I don't think I've ever
maybe.
heard of
I'm not in
I've
the
heard of
theater where I don't know if that's a thing, but it's called NCG. There's about 8 of them in Georgia. I think it's like a newer thing or small. It's
Okay.
definitely a
Okay.
smaller thing. It's not like a Regal or something like that. But yeah,
Cool.
so I'll be going to see Dune and Oppenheimer
Oh,
and
boy,
all
yeah.
the other movies I got to see this year. I'll be going there. So I'm
That's great.
excited because this
Awesome.
is a big year for movies.
It is really big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
hmm
Spider-Verse comes out soon.
I don't know. I'm on the fence of whether or not I want to see that one in theater.
I'm definitely seeing that in theaters.
Like, I want to
Mhm.
see it, but I just don't know if I want to see it. That one, like I'm happy to wait for it to come to a Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think that was coming to Disney Plus.
It,
I thought all the
yeah.
Marvel stuff came to Disney.
That's-
They
Sony.
they just got the
still
Spider-Man
Marvel though,
movies on Disney Plus.
Eh.
It's Sony Pictures. So you won't even get it on pay-per-view for 6 months after.
So maybe
it'll
we'll
be
go
on
then.
Blu-ray first or
Maybe
or
we'll
4K.
go then. So we'll
Yeah.
probably go because I know Jack
Yeah.
wants to see it. We'll probably go.
And you know that soundtrack's gonna be awesome in the theater.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
that's true. And I love the first one so much, and I'm not into Spider-Man. And I was
First
like,
was
this is
my-
incredible. Yeah.
First one, my favorite Spider-Man movie. Maybe one
I
of
think it's my
superhero
favorite like superhero movie. I was like, this is
It's
like,
really good.
definitely of like all the Marvel movies Dev made me watch. Spider-Verse is better than all of them.
movies. It's,
I do want to touch base quickly. I got the Xbox dashboard update. I like it. I definitely think like the home landing page experience is better.
It's nicer. Yeah.
But you can only pin one group.
Yeah.
And that bothers me. It's the same thing I've been saying this whole time. The fact that there's no reason for them to not let you pin more groups. They just don't want to. They're like, nah, we want that for Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, but I don't need this for
now.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Right. So that still bothers me. So I still would have preferred it, kept it the old way. So you know what I think I'm going to do now is I have all of my stuff organized into like 9 different groups. I'm just going to put them all into one group and just pin that.
Yeah.
Just going to have one gigantic group pinned. I'm sure I'll hit a limit. You can only have like 30 tiles or something like that. So yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys, you ready to get into the news and talk about this PlayStation showcase?
Let's go.
Okay, let's do the TikTok though.
I am not. I woke up in a new. Well.
Yeah.
TikTok is great for that sort of Zelda content. It's really, really good. All right, we've got a PlayStation showcase to devour. And there's a lot here. So what I'm going to do in the effort to save time is I'm probably going to group some of these announcements together. And if I don't say something that you would like to have said about a game, just stop me or get it in as we get through there. So let's start with the opening. The Studio Haven, that's Jade Raymond's studio, showed off a cinematic trailer for a new game called Fair Game, or is it Fair Games?
Fair Games, yeah.
Is it Games? With a $sign. This is a new player versus player heist game with emergent sandbox gameplay coming to PS5 and PC soon.
Move it along.
She can't catch a break.
We don't need to even talk about this yet.
The cinematic made me instantly think Watch Dogs, and I was like, Dev's going to love this. And then they were like, it's a heist multiplayer service. And I was like, nope, never mind.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Then we got Jim Ryan who talked, and then Helldivers showed up with a very Starship Troopers-esque trailer for Helldivers 2 coming out this year.
I felt like they were stealing Starship Troopers.
I thought it was a Star. I was like, is this an actual Starship Troopers game?
Yeah.
I was like, if Sony's making a first-party Starship Troopers game, I'm going to buy a PlayStation today.
The gameplay looked cool, though. It reminded me of like Outriders when we saw Outriders for the first time.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Because wasn't the first Helldivers like top-down almost?
Yeah,
I think it was
the Vita game.
Twin Stick, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was like more of like a third-person action game. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Immortals of Avium got another spot from EA, the Magic shooter.
Yeah.
Or is it EA? I always feel like I get that one wrong.
EA Originals.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. I'm still mad at Devin for stealing this from me on our Fantasy Critically, but I will say this. I actually liked it less seeing this than the last time. I don't know if you noticed, and maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but there's a lot of combat in there where they were throwing magic, whatever, at bad guys, but then like just passing by them to move on to other bad guys, and it never seemed like it was a need to stop or these things would be chasing them. I don't know if I might just be reading too much into it, but I don't know if I was feeling the combat in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't study it a whole. I mean, I have a lukewarm interest in this. Like, I'm only really interested because it's EA, so it'll come to Game Pass. So I'll get a trial and I can just try it. I mean, it looks quality. It looks good. Production values look good. It's got the Ghost of Tsushima magic shooter stuff. I don't know.
Voice acting looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Maybe it'll be worth it. I mean, I'm not going to play it anytime soon.
Sure.
So, next up, we had 505 Games, which announced Ghost Runner 2, also coming out this year.
Have either of you played Ghost Runner 1?
Yeah, it's hard as fuck.
It's very hard, very pretty game, but it's hard as shit.
Oh, it's gorgeous, and it runs. It's very well optimized, usually. You can get really good performance out of that game on a lot of big scale of devices. Like, that game runs pretty decently on Switch. And it runs incredibly on PC, man. People play that thing at like 250 frames a second. I mean, but it's It's kick you in the teeth hard.
Yes, very hard.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not as interested. Next game came from S Game, where they showed off Phantom Blade,
Yeah.
which is a ninja action RPG that I think caught a lot of people's attention. I didn't see or really make the connotation until after the show, where another outlet referred to it as the dreaded Souls-like.
Sure. I
Yeah,
thought when I saw it, I was like, it seems like every studio must have a team that's like, how do we make a harder game? How do we make a harder Souls game? Because it just seemed like so frenetic, so like crazy fast. I can't even imagine trying to parry in that game. If that was
Frenetic
actual
is a
gameplay.
good word.
It's just so
I felt while I was
fast.
watching the action combat, it was like too fast to be taken, like almost like taken seriously. You know, when you see somebody hacking and slashing like that fast, I was almost getting like, at first I was wondering if it was like a Warriors type game.
Right.
You know, because it just seemed like that. And yeah, once I started to, the more I watched it personally, the less I was interested. But a lot of people in Discord were pretty
It
into
looks
it. They were,
awesome. Like
they were digging the visuals and
stylistically, it
stuff.
looks awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think, Delvin? You want to get
It
that?
looks
You're
really
into,
cool,
you like
but-
Souls games?
Well, some of them. This
You
looks
love
really
Souls
cool.
games.
Looks really cool, but I don't know if I'm going to be ready to get my grasp this concept of this game. It looks fun.
Yes, it does look. They did make it look fun.
The combat looks fast and intense, and the creature design is kind of awesome. It looks like a world I want to be in, but I don't know if I want to dive into that just yet.
Still
That's one
jaded
of
by
those
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring can fuck off.
He's just hurt. He's not ready. Not ready to get hurt again. Next up, we had Sword of the Sea from Giant Squid. This is the developer of Abzu, former devs from Journey, and from the last game they released, personal favorite of mine, The Pathless. And Sword of the Sea, my favorite show, my game of show today. Like,
really?
all in 100%. I'm buying this game instantly. So I loved it. I love Journey. I love The Pathless. I liked Abzu. I wouldn't go too hard on it, but this looks like The Pathless and Journey smashed together. And that sounds incredible. Like I was all in the moment I saw him just like surf down like that golden sand. I was like, yes. So I'm all in.
Very
I'll buy
cool
this
style
day
outfit.
one. Can't wait.
For sure.
Next up, we got the Talos Principle 2, and then we got Neva. Those are the new game from the folks that made Gree. I liked a lot.
They try to make you cry in the trailer.
Yeah, that's true. What'd you say, Delvin?
I legit thought the Talos Principle 2 already came out.
Oh yeah, me too. I was like, I thought
I
it was
legit
PC
thought it was
already.
like, isn't this already out? Like, oh, I guess it's not.
Next up was Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean, coming out 2024, so next year on PS5 and PS4.
Hey, I think we're about to talk about the low point, the next game as well.
Hang on a second, though.
Whole event.
I've
Like,
never
why?
played Cat Quest. I've seen it. I've seen
Sure.
a game. I don't know how many games. I mean, I'm aware of its existence.
Sure.
I want to play this game.
Yeah, you have a Switch. Like, the system it was designed to be played on.
No, but this game, I've never wanted to play the other ones, but I want to
Oh,
play
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I was kind of digging what they were showing. I was like, that looks kind of cool. I'll
At the
play
end,
that for
when they got him out to
$15.
the open sea on the boat, I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is what Skull and Bones tried to do 7 years ago.
It might do it better. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It certainly does do it better.
Are they
I can
good?
guarantee you.
Like, are they generally good games?
I've
or-
heard they're good. I never tried.
I think they're like mid-range, like decently
Okay.
rated games.
I'm down. I played Oceanhorn.
Oh yeah,
I've
of
played.
course,
I've
it's
played
good
every
as Ocean
time
Horn.
any indie game puts a character on a boat and sets sail. I'm like, yeah.
Sure.
Like the Wind Waker in me wants to play it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm interested. And then next up, we got a new title from Square Enix,
Sure.
4v4 party bathtub shooter called Foam Stars.
Oh boy.
And this is why I hate Square Enix. Like, this is
Womp,
just,
womp.
I hate them so much. It seems like every chance they get, they just like rub salt in the wound. I'm like, yep, I just don't like this publisher. This looked terrible.
It
This
looks
feels
so
like
bad.
some clout chasing shit. Like, hey,
Yes.
We got our own Splatoon. Shut the fuck up. You're not
with
cool.
bubbles and bubble bath.
And surfboards.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even look good. Like when they were trying, I mean, it looks like that, like, I don't know, Tokyo Mirage, like kind of like
FE
character movement and shit. I'm like, this looks terrible.
It looks like when you go in a grocery store and you see Frosted Flakes with Tony the Tiger,
Oh,
and then you see Frosted Flakes with the goddamn bear.
yeah.
Timmy,
Timmy the bear. Like, nah, I'll take Tony the Tiger. Thank you very much.
it's Timmy the cheetah or something like that. You're like,
Yeah.
what the?
We don't need this other shit. We have Splatoon already. Thank you. We don't need this.
Oh.
Is it a live service game or is it an actual game? I got
I
the
hope it's
impression
live
it was like a
service.
live service game.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna be
shut
free
down
to
in
play.
3 months after it comes out, like Roller
That's-
Champions or whatever.
That's all Twitter was like, guaranteed this thing is done in a year.
It looks so bad. Like,
I saw some people that were hyped, or not hyped, but some people were really digging the style.
Well, they're lying.
Sure.
So
the foam party people, the people who are
Yeah.
in clubs with dolphins at like
Jeez.
3 a.m. with covered in foam.
Who are-
yeah, it's true. Next up, we got another trailer for the Plucky Squire, which reiterated that it will release this year.
Sure.
We'll see.
I
Yeah.
think it looks
we'll see.
incredible. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
great. I'm still all in on that one. And then we got a game called Teardown.
Yeah.
It looks
on
like
PC.
Minecraft,
Have you
Maybe
seen it on PC?
slightly grittier.
Yeah.
And I was digging it for a moment. For like 5 seconds, I was like, okay, somebody's going to take like the Minecraft thing and actually make a game out of it. And then this trailer kept playing. I was like, no, they didn't. Like, this is literally just, you're just breaking blocks.
No. It's more. You should watch some gameplay from. It's on Steam. It's been on Steam for like 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
There's like missions and like they showed parts.
Is
where
there?
they're like, yeah, where you have a timer.
Like story and stuff? Or
It's each map is like a heist, and you have to deduce how to get out like a safe out of a house, or how to steal a car, or how to do all these different things, and you have to kind of like Tears of the Kingdom your way through it. Figure
Okay.
out which walls to break.
that's the vibe I was getting when I
Yeah.
first watched it, but they just kept showing you break more and more. I was
Yeah.
like, so is this just like Bridge Sim? You were just breaking thing over and over and over again?
So it's like a heist meets Red Faction, right? You can break everything you see for the most part. You can't, but you can like get into a bulldozer and take down a steel beam if you wanted to. But you always have a like sledgehammer as your main like
Weapon.
item that you use.
Cool.
It's very cool. I used to watch before Thomas Middleditch was canceled. I used to watch him play Teardown on Steam all the time, and it seems like a lot of fun.
Okay.
Okay. Well, your words alone will make me reconsider it at some point.
At least
in the
just
future.
watch a couple streams. It looks very cool.
Okay. Next up, we got a trailer with a bunch of ants
Yeah, we
and
do.
some leaves, and they were focusing. And a bird came out, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is it?" And then
I
and
knew
it
right
happened.
away, my friend.
the thing that we were so excited about, or I don't know about you guys. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I was.
Thing that I was so excited for, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is real. It
Yeah.
exists. It's real and it's happening, Dev. Metal Gear Solid remake in the works. Get excited.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. It looks
I-
it's one of my favorite Metal Gears.
I am even more excited that it's not called Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater
Yeah.
and it's called Delta, because I think that leads me to believe they're going to do the whole trilogy. And they're starting with Snake Eater because technically that's the first one.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. The fact that it's not called 3
Yeah.
makes me like, okay, they're going to do all of them in a row, essentially.
You think we'll get like a Delta trilogy?
Timeline
Yes.
wise, yeah.
Timeline.
That'd be
wise,
cool.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope so. I
So the
hope
next
so.
one
Yeah.
will be actual Metal Gear Solid, then Solid 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
I
awesome.
would have liked the warm and fuzzy of them admitting that they were going to plan to do more. But
I
like
think-
right now, at this very moment, like I'm just going to be happy that we're getting 3.
I think
like, we'll see.
I think their whole thing is, let's see if you buy this one first.
Yeah,
If
maybe.
you buy this one first, then we'll commit to
Right.
doing all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, let me use this platform real quick because I'm a board gamer also, just to to get this out here now, because just announced today as well, friend of the Board of Video Games podcast, Emerson Matsuchi, who's designed this board game. Oh boy, how does this work? This way. Finger pointing. I can't do it.
Okay.
Close enough.
One of our favorite board game designers. He's designed a ton of games, but he had the Metal Gear license a while ago for IDW Publishing, who had a bunch of Konami games, and then they went under. So he designed this Metal Gear Solid board game, and it disappeared. We made a joke. He was on the podcast a couple times. I've had dinner with the guy. He's awesome. He had like a 200-page rule book with Metal Gear Solid game because he put all of the Metal Gear story into the rule book too, because he's a super fan. So a huge board game publisher called Kamon, or Simon as people call him, picked him up, and today they announced that they're putting out Metal Gear Solid board game coming out May of next year, and you can pre-order it now on their website. And it's like from the Metal Gear Solid. Think PlayStation 1, 2, PlayStation 2, right? PlayStation 1?
Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 1.
Yeah,
PlayStation 1. So I think that, even comes with a cardboard box miniature and all that stuff. Big Metal Gear Rex figure.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
I saw the pictures. This leaked out ahead of time. It's been being reported for the past couple of days. I've been talking about it, I feel like, probably ad nauseum in the Discord compared to what most people would probably want. But I am really excited for this. I've been in a real deep Metal Gear mood since I went back and replayed 5. And I've been talking about Metal Gear coming back, hopefully. I feel like definitely all this year, but I feel like for a couple years now. I hope they remake the trilogy. I mean, that would be great. I would love nothing more than to have. I mean, I'm hoping that all of this is just them looking at Capcom and being like, yeah, why aren't we doing that too? I think that's what's here. Like, that's the obvious line to draw, to connect those dots, but we'll see. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm happy that we get 3. And as Dev, every time I kept bringing this up for the past few years, Dev's like, remake the first one. I'm like, they are. Like, yeah, that was my intent the whole time, is I think they want to re-release them in chronological order.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation of gamers that haven't played Metal Gear, or they've only played Metal Gear 5 and they haven't had access to the older ones. They're not even like the easiest to emulate, especially like Metal Gear Solid, like you've got the whole Psycho Mantis stuff and the controller stuff, the memory card stuff. Yeah. So like, they need to be your computer. They need to be brought current. They need to be made more accessible to people, in 4K, in HD, with the new kind of modern conveniences. And I'm so stoked. I woke up with such a good mood. Today? I was just in such a better mood because I've been wanting this for a long time. And we talked about, last night I was talking to Dev about why this is so much better than Metal Gear 4. And so we were diving deep into lore and all that. And I'm really happy. That's the thing, is I'm just really, really happy. I got Resident Evil 4 remake, and now I'm getting Metal Gear remakes. Man, if we can just put Wind Waker on Switch, man, I might die a happy kid. I'm riding high.
You know what's going to come out. Wind Waker.
I know. I know it's coming. That's why I keep putting it off. I could totally replay it, and I just keep putting it off because I know it's coming. But here's the thing, Josh. I'm going to put it on the Ally and play it that way.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, of course.
There you go. There's that.
Not to be outdone, Konami also, following that trailer, we don't know when it's coming. We think we do. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, by the way, it's supposedly next year. According to the reporting and everything. Yeah. They said it was next year. This trailer did not say it was next year, right? I didn't see a 2024. Yeah. So, it's not anytime soon. So, but while you're waiting for that, Konami bookended their trailer with a screen announcing the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, Volume 1, which will feature their games in their original state for Metal Gear Solid, 1, 2, and 3. So that'll come out this autumn. We can buy that and we can play those games. It is interesting. They didn't go into too many details of what this is. There's a website that stood up for this. There's a little dev note, and the dev notes suggested that it was like in their original state. I'm assuming this means that they're emulated.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Pretty
question is, like, are there any updates or upgrades? Like, just because they're emulated doesn't mean there's no upgrades. There could be some. Right? It could be up-res, new controller schemes, new save states, and things like that. We don't know. I imagine to be a lot like the Castlevania collection that
Right.
they released.
Or
Probably.
the Contra ones or any of those ones they did with that.
They also didn't announce a price, and they also didn't announce a thing that I was looking for. And I'm not sure. I stopped looking for it around 6. I'm not sure if anybody's figured it out or if it's a thing yet. I didn't see anything about whether or not it's physical.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that either. No.
So
digital.
yeah, I was thinking when they showed it, I was like, maybe they're just going to do digital releases separately, independently. Maybe it's like a collection, like all together. But I would love to buy physical copies of it in addition to digital copies. And I mean, if this is a thing, I think this was one of my like predictions. Like when these rumors came out, is I thought that they would re-release their classic catalog because they've delisted them all, and I thought they'd put them on Switch. And I think it'd be a pretty good seller on Switch. You know, Snake's in Smash. He's never really been a whole lot of games on Nintendo platforms. Like, this should be a really good time for people to, I imagine a lot of Switch players, Nintendo players, to play Metal Gear for the first time. Like, this makes a lot of sense to me. But I haven't seen if it's been officially confirmed for Switch either. So still a lot of unknowns. But it really doesn't matter because I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it probably multiple times. We go on Steam, we go on Xbox or the Switch version, and buy that too. So yeah, I'm really excited. What do you guys think about Master Collection Volume 1?
I think it's cool. I kind of wanted the NES games in it. I understand why they didn't put them in there, but yeah, I would have liked to see
I never
them.
finished Metal Gear 2. That's the one I
original
never.
one?
Snake's Revenge? Or,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Snake's Revenge. Yeah.
And I've never played the Acid games.
I played Acid. That's on the PSP, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. I have Acid. I played it. I don't think I finished it though.
Yeah, I
still
didn't
have
like
it,
Acid too much. I didn't like that one too much. I like Ground Zero Heroes. And the other, what was the other one? Portable Ops, I think it was.
Portable Ops. Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
To chime in, the fact that if you heard Volume 1, you might be thinking, was there Volume 2? There is. So according to Windows Central, they said the Classic Collection will come in volumes, and this is based on Jezza's reporting. What he heard is that Metal Gear Rising, Peace Walker, and spin-offs like Portable Ops will be hitting as Volume 2 in the future.
That's great.
So we're going to get Revengeance. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then the Discord prominently pointed out, like, where's 4? And I was like, it can die on the PS3 where it belongs.
Oh,
Okay.
It's not as bad as Johnny makes it out to be.
It's bad. It is bad. They ruin Raiden. It's 70% cutscenes and dialogue.
Well,
that's Kojima.
That's all.
No,
Kojima.
it's not. That's not Kojima. That's not all Metal Gear games. That's 4. It's just 4.
Kojima
I'm
wanted to
pretty
make
sure
a movie.
3 is long cinematics too.
Long cinematics, but not the whole. Like, this is like half the game in 4.
It is.
It is half its runtime. It's just cutscenes.
The ending of that game is literally legit 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
there is an argument to be made that Metal Gear Solid 4 is more interactive movie than video game.
It is. It is. There are cutscenes in that game that they will tell you. They tell you to take a break during the
tells
cutscenes.
you, yeah. And
Because
you
they're that
can't
long.
like save it during this,
I'll say this. I don't hate Metal Gear Solid 4. I love Metal Gear. So, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just the least of my... If they had all of them remade right now available to me, I would play that one last. Like, that's the one I'm least interested in revisiting.
That's the one what remade the most.
If there is a game to remake to potentially change for the better, like if they are going to Capcom it, and like what they've done with the Resident Evil games, that is the game. Let's save Metal Gear Solid 4. We can do this better, guys. I just think it's I think 4 is just like a really good, like, it's just a sign of the time.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just all that. You know, I don't think it. I'd love to see if that game actually just got re-released. I could only imagine the reviews. Like after people played 3 and HD and Vita and 5, and people go back to 4 for the first time, I don't think people would be.
Did you play it when it first came out, Josh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you remember you couldn't skip cutscenes?
You couldn't skip cutscenes.
They had to patch that in.
They had
Yeah.
the achievement where no kills. Do you remember that? Like
Yes.
it's probably still there, but my buddy did it, and he like had a save corrupt like 40 hours into his no kill
Oh.
Oh
run,
my God.
and he didn't play the game for 3 years, I think, or
Yeah,
or he
that sounds
never
about
went
right.
back. One of the two. I don't blame him.
But it is integral to the story.
It is.
Like
Yes,
it's super
yes.
important to the story. I mean, it's the final chapter, so I
Yeah.
I do want it to come back.
It is the
Don't-
most Big Brother centric of all of the Metal
For
Gear
sure.
storyline. Yeah.
Don't let my criticism be dismissed as hate. I would
Yeah, yeah.
totally rebuy Metal Gear Solid.
No,
4.
I understand why you don't like.
But
why
I
you
am
don't like
I'll bitch about it the whole time.
Sure, sure.
But I'll
Gameplay was
rebuy it and
fun.
I'll replay it.
When you
Yeah.
got when they let you play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
When you wouldn't
So,
have to smoke cigarettes or whatever to I don't even remember what you had to smoke them for some reason. I don't even remember the point.
I
guess it's-
remember. Wow, now you're
You
jogging
had
my
to like
memory.
smoke cigarettes as a
Yes.
point to like live or something. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Because it had something that fed into his bloodstream or something.
You fought off the fox die, right?
Yes,
Yes,
that's
it was
right.
done.
Cut off Fox Day,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I gotta stop.
You're
and puff
jogging
a
my
skin.
memory. I'm like, it's all coming back to me, damn it.
Yeah. Hold on, I don't want to shoot this guy who was 2 feet away from me. I had this puff.
And
on
it
this
was a
cigarette real
beautiful
quick.
game, definitely for its day, and it still is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
But another reason why that game looks like that early gen, where everything's like
sure.
really gray and
Sure.
white, and like that game. Of all the games that need to be remade, that's the one that needs to be remade.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, yeah, I'd rather play the original NES versions. So.
Yeah.
But again, before I keep moving on to more games, I just want to say again, I'm so happy.
It's great.
Like, I'm
Yeah,
so happy.
yeah.
I was like over the moon. Like, I was all in. I'm like, great show. Amazing showcase.
Right, yeah.
I'm so happy today. The next game that we got was Towers of Agazba.
Sure.
And I now have forgotten what this is.
I don't
Yeah, it
remember
wasn't
either.
very remarkable.
Okay.
I remember that.
We got a Final Fantasy 16 spot.
Yeah, looked good.
Looks
It
great.
does. Alan Wake 2 got
That
a
looks
trailer.
awesome.
Yeah, looks
And it's
awesome.
out October 17th. And it's digital only.
That's
which
weird.
is so bizarre.
Yeah.
2 protagonists apparently.
But you know
It's-
what? I think that addresses this whole debate about what are we actually getting when we buy the physical game? Are we just getting a disc and you still have to download it anyways? Maybe they're just cutting the manufacturing out.
They specifically said that in their FAQ when they were asked why is it digital only, and they're like, we just didn't want to make you have to download stuff after selling you a disc.
Perfect.
Which is probably not the truth, but that's a really good answer.
Sure. I was
How
support that if it's
soon
true.
will it be for limited run games? Like, hey, we have Alan Wake
Yeah,
2.
yeah. Yeah. You
I
that's
could
probably a
100% see that
marketing
happen.
deal.
So I feel like they won't. I feel like they're like this is Remedy being like, no, we don't want to do that. So we're going to
Yeah.
be digital only. They also said it to justify the price. They're charging $60, I think, on PS5, and it's $50 if you get it on Epic.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So they were like, yeah, we're not charging you 70 and all that. And in return, we're going digital. Which, I mean, nobody asked this, but I guess the question begs to be asked here. Do you think they're maybe starting a trend? Do you think we'll see
Maybe.
more publishers just like go digital only with their big games?
I would appreciate it if they do that. I'm like, hey, we'll charge you 60 instead of 70. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Would you? Oh, that's a good point. Like, would we see a future where it's like 70 for the physical, but if you buy digitally, you get it for 60? I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen. That would be cool. And more companies like, hey, you buy digitally, it's $60.
It would be
Physical
nice though, right?
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Yes.
good guy video game publisher. Look at you. Thanks.
That's what it should be.
If it was 60 digitally, but 70 physical, would that influence you at all to maybe make a purchase one way or the other?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy more digitally easily. Like, all right, I'll just buy digital. Wouldn't even worry about it. Even for games that I probably would want the physical version of. I'm like, I'll just buy it digitally.
I did the same. I've got the vouchers from Nintendo that I'm using to buy Pikmin and Zelda. And when the Wii U had its digital deluxe promotion, we used to get like 5% back. I just use that constantly. I'm always down for some digital savings. Like, we get good sales, but there's not a whole lot of incentive for choosing digital over physical. It would be nice to see more
And that
go
should
that
be.
way. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Alan Wake 2 looked incredible. Like I
It
made
looks
it was like
like
I've
so
got
good.
to find time to replay. I'd never finished Alan Wake remake. I never finished it.
Yeah.
Played
Alan
like
Wake look
5
like John
hours
Wick.
and yeah, well
It's
that's
not, it
true.
can't be
Yeah.
very, very long. It's got to be like a 15-hour game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty easy to get through. You can make that your Halloween game.
I would if Assassin's Creed Mirage isn't releasing 5 days before that on October
Yeah.
12th.
Yeah.
Well,
This was in our rumor block today because this has been leaking on Reddit for a few days, and I was happy to see that they finally confirmed it. Where we saw Basim, and we're going back to, was it Baghdad?
Baghdad,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm buying that. So you guys know me, I'll be there. I'm there
Sure.
for Assassin's Creed. Alan Wake can wait.
When you saw that trailer, did you think it looked more like our newer ones, like Valhalla and Odyssey?
No,
and
no,
Origins?
I think
Looks
they're
like
specifically
AC3, right?
trying to evoke Ezio and Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
2,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, they're trying
I
to
feel
do
the
that.
same way.
That's intentional. Now, the thing that caught me off guard a little bit, all the Reddit threads that I've been following about Assassin's Creed Mirage all year, this game is supposed to be out this spring,
Right.
Yeah.
has been that this game is way more stealth focused, to the point where one leaker said Basim is, I guess, I don't know, he gets weakened in some state to where he has to rely on stealth and gadgets and things.
Sure.
So I was expecting to see that in the trailer, and I didn't. Basim just murdering folks everywhere, left and right, blades galore. I'm like, where is this stealth, not combat focused game? Because this dude is just killing everyone. He's just a murder machine. So that caught me off guard a little bit. We'll see. That doesn't mean anything. That could just be cool action cutscenes they captured in engine. But everything that I've been reading about this game before today's trailer and kind of its, I guess, reappearance has been how important stealth was, which is not my favorite thing about the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
You know, so that's, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. But, you know, it's Creed, so I'm going to be there. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be there anyway. What did you guys think?
Looks cool. It looks like a callback to the older Assassin's Creed games, and I think I'm excited for that. A little different, so you know it's good to go a little change of pace.
Yeah.
I'm kind of digging it.
That
There
got my
were
interest.
rumors that they were going to remake the first Assassin's Creed.
I
for a
would love
while.
more. Yeah, I would love more of that storyline again.
I'm wondering if, did they get confused with Mirage in
Oh,
thinking
maybe.
it'd be a remake? Or is
Maybe.
Mirage like a technical showcase for, yeah, they're probably remaking some stuff?
Well, if they're hiring 40% more people to work on Assassin's Creed,
true.
It could be remaking all of the Assassin's
Well, we
Creed
know we've
games
got
at this point.
That'll be
18
cool.
Creed games in the works.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I would love to
Yeah.
see some more Ezio like in HD and all that
well,
kind
we've
of
got
stuff.
the Ezio collection remaster.
Well, you know what I mean. Like more like the
No, I
Capcom
know
stuff.
what you mean. That
Yeah.
collection
Modern.
sucks.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
All of their remakes suck.
So
The
they're
remakes,
normal
remakes
ones.
have just been the PC version.
Yeah.
Like the HD version of Rogue and 3
Right,
and all
right.
this stuff. It's just the PC version of the game. It's not, they didn't do anything to them.
Yeah. Yep.
So I would love an actual remake. That would be incredible.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we're the only podcast on the internet that's like, yeah, Metal Gear, Resident Evil, Assassin, remake it. Like, let's,
Yeah.
everybody hates this. Here we
throw
are like,
Silent Hill
let's do
while We're
it.
talking about it. Yeah.
I love a good remake. I've always said that.
Yep.
The next game that showed up was Revenant Hill, which I was like, holy shit, Night in the Woods 2. It's not,
Right.
though.
No,
No,
it's not.
It's not. It looks like it, but it's not. It's not even the same developer. But the preview that I said that it's possible Night of the Woods characters could appear.
Oh, interesting.
So
Hmm.
loosely affiliated Night in the Woods.
Shared
Yeah.
universe.
I don't know if that's what I want. I'll have to know more. Like, I want to know more. Starship Troopers. I would like to know more. Like, if I could be, I'm probably on the fence with this one. And more gameplay is really what
Yeah.
I need to know. Like, does
Oh,
it
yeah.
play like Night in the Woods? Is it something completely else? I didn't gleam a whole
Looks
lot
pretty.
from the trailer. It does. And I loved Light in the Woods. That's one of those indie standouts for me that I played on Switch just because like it came out and there weren't a whole lot of games coming out and I played it and loved it.
My
So
daughter loves that game.
it's really good. Up next was Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This is the remake, right? Or is it a remaster?
Sure.
I think so.
And it's out this winter. I thought this was the one that people have been waiting. Where's Ryan Turford when you need him?
Not here.
Damn it, Garrett,
Doesn't
where are
look
you? Help.
They're playing a 5-year-old Grand Blue game.
That's true.
I'm podcasting about it.
Up next, we got Street Fighter, another Street Fighter trailer, and then we
Yeah.
hopped into a game called Ultros, which arrives next year.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It reminded me, it's like an acid dripped Hotline Miami-esque,
Yeah.
art style, but I guess Metroidvania.
It made my son leave the room, so I know that.
Oh, did it? I think it looked rad.
I don't
Like if this was at a
story.
Devolver show, I would have been like, yeah, I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
I
it
wanna
just
know
looked
more.
Too creepy for him, but yeah, it did look interesting. But you're
Yeah.
right, very neon,
Yeah.
very, very like acidy. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Then we got Perfect World's new game, Tower of Fantasy.
Yeah, it looked like a bad. Sorry, I should be more positive. It looked like a not great. What is that free to play game RPG that everyone? was
Genshin
playing?
Impact.
That's being more
Yes.
positive.
That was my take too. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like,
it looks
this
like
is
Genshin
another
Impact.
thing like that.
We can move it
Uh,
along.
Big surprise. Up next, Dragon's Dogma 2 announced.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
I think this was rumored for a while, if I remember correctly.
It was. I was convinced I knew this game was in dev and it was going to show up at some point, but I didn't think it was going to show up today.
right.
Looked
Yeah.
good.
Dude threw a meteor at fucks, like just conjured out of the sky and then hit a guy with a meteor. I'm like, yeah, I got to do that.
Thanos did that.
I'm going to buy that game. I bought Dragon's Dogma and tried to play it. I didn't like it a whole lot. It was okay, but it wasn't great. But I got to hit people with meteors. I'm going to do that at least a little bit.
Well, don't forget in Helldivers too, you can hit people with nukes.
That's true. There's not enough meteor throwing in video games.
Yeah.
That's true.
We need more meteor throwing.
I agree. Sometimes you got to throw a meteor at a bitch.
Right. That was
There you go.
that. So if you can't tell, I was completely sold just on that.
Well, he must have just had a fluke because I feel like when Dragon's Dogma came out, you could also throw a meteor at people in Asura's Wrath, which came out at the same time as
Oh,
Dragon's
Oh,
Dogma.
yeah. Sure's Rap's awesome.
I just spent a bunch of time fighting crabs and picking up
Yeah,
books, and I was like, this is stupid. Up next, we have Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, which is out
Yeah.
later this year.
Still going strong.
All right.
People still playing.
We're now entering the VR portion of today's festivities where we got
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 Remake
That
in
was cool.
VR.
That looked
Yeah.
good.
I thought that was already a thing.
It is.
No, not yet. It's coming out later, isn't it?
Well,
But
it's on
didn't they already announce it was a
Oculus.
thing?
Oh, was the one in Oculus for regular Resident Evil 4?
Exactly. This is for the remake.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. But I thought before the remake came out, they said that you were going to be able to play it in VR. That's the thing.
Yes,
right?
they
Oh.
did say that.
Yes.
So
Well,
I
this
was
is
a
them
little
showing it.
confused by today's trailer where they were like currently in development. I was like, we know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was just a reiterating. They were just reminding. Got you. Okay.
And the
I'm
one
with
Josh
it now.
talking about is the one that's for the original Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And I
got
played
my
that.
streams crossed when they said
I played that
yeah.
one, the original one on.
Yeah, I have that on my Quest.
It's good.
Too.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it's great.
Arizona Sunshine 2 is coming out later
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are the PSVR 2
We can
owner
skip
here.
all this
Nothing?
shit. This shit, nah.
What? I thought Arizona Sunshine was awesome. You're not a fan?
It's all right. It was like, all right.
Okay. All right. How about Crossfire Sierra Squad?
You gotta take the name Crossfire off of this because that is just like you're immediately taking your credit down.
It looks
like,
fun.
right away.
I thought it
but
looked pretty good for a VR,
Yeah,
for a
get
VR
Crossfire
shooter game.
Out, it looks fun.
I was like, yeah,
Looks fun.
okay.
But this is like multiplayer, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be like
it's a squad-based shooter.
Contractors or anything
not
like
doing
that
that
that's
shit.
already on VR.
Speaking of David Hayter, his voice reappeared when Synapse was reintroduced coming from In Dreams.
Yeah.
And because we had so much Metal Gear and I heard the voice before they showed the game, I was like, are they fucking making Metal Gear for VR? But no, this is just Synapse.
That would
It's a
be
different game. It's kind of like that, I guess. Really espionage shooter story game. I think the game looks really cool. Like if I had
Yeah.
VR too, like Delvin, this would be the one
I would
that I'd be like, this is it. This is the game. This is the next benchmark for me. I got to play Synapse.
this and the next one. Interesting.
But I forgot that this game had already been
yeah,
introduced. They talked about this game, I guess, back in February, like on the PlayStation blog and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they announced Beat Saber. It's getting Queen, the Queen music pack. Don't stop me now.
Go dad on.
I'm down with that. I like Queen.
Of course.
Same.
Who doesn't?
My wife, apparently, she walked in and she's like, what I miss? I'm like, Queen on Beat Saber. She's like, oh, so I didn't miss anything. I'm like, oh, damn.
Damn.
Another
My mother-in-law
bites the dust.
My mother-in-law got Queen tickets.
Oh.
She's gonna go see Queen this fall, I think.
Does it also come with a DeLorean? How's she gonna go to that show?
Well, they've got the singer from
Yeah, Adam Lambert.
Yeah, my wife lives, and I don't. I liked it a lot better when Paul Rogers was singing for Queen.
Yes.
Adam Lambert's just not.
100%.
It's just not Queen, right?
No,
Like
you're right.
he's a great singer in his own right. Don't get me wrong, but
For
there's
sure.
it's not a rock singer though.
No, he's not.
That's what's missing for me. Like as a fan of Queen, is like it's not rock enough. It's too clean. You know, need a little grit.
Agreed.
Up next, we got a game for Bungie, Marathon.
The ultimate insult to Xbox.
I was confused.
Take this.
I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I thought the same thing.
Isn't there like a marathon coming out that's not this?
Well, this was Bungie's first game they ever made, and it was on PC. It was supposed to be on Xbox, which became Halo. So this is like PlayStation's like, we own Bungie now, and you can't have this game. But I think it's at PC also, right?
Hang on, we're gonna get to that. So
Okay.
Marathon, become a runner in Bungie's new sci-fi PvP extraction shooter. Absolutely
they
not.
Changed.
No.
Absolutely
I
not.
don't think the original
Not that I was
going
going to be
No,
interested
it
to
was
begin
not
with,
that, yeah.
but
That's
when
why
I
I was-
read that, I was like, "What?
Yeah.
That's why I
it?
was confused because the
No.
original was not that.
Yeah,
No, it was not that. You're right.
compete for survival, riches, and renown in a world of evolving, persistent zones where any run can lead to greatness. Marathon is currently in development for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles,
Okay.
and
there we go.
PC,
All right.
featuring full crossplay and cross-save.
That's
Well,
better.
They didn't keep that crossplay because I'm not playing that shit at all.
So everybody, I think that was the take, right? When Marathon
Sure.
popped, it was like, oh, and then you got Xbox dropping Marathon promos
Yeah.
like out there today. They're like, hey, go play Marathon. I'm not playing it on any console.
No,
I'm not
not
playing
not
it.
after that. Write up of it. No, I didn't think it was going to
Not
be
on
that. at all.
PS5, not on PS4, not on Xbox, not on Switch, not on fucking Ouya.
I
not
think
on the
Dev is with
smartwatch.
us too.
Ouija,
Dev is like, yeah, I'm
Ouija
not playing that. And
reference.
he is like Mr. Destiny. He was like, absolutely not. So,
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure that we're probably the minority. Like Bungie's big enough that people will just play whatever Bungie's doing, right?
Mm,
Yeah, if you don't,
We're not about to enter a world where Bungie has a flop, are we?
mm,
Oh shit! Oh no!
I mean, this genre of game is so done,
Saturated.
right?
Yes.
Like you don't
Yeah.
want more of these games.
No, we don't.
Like you got X Defiant, that's gonna flop when it comes out. You got this unfortunate
Yeah, but
Jade
Bungie's
Raymond,
Bungie.
Jade Raymond game coming out that's gonna flop.
Well, that game is definitely.
I think, yeah, maybe if you're PlayStation and you really want Halo, this might be your game. But you got
we have
so many
Destiny.
other games.
Yeah, that's Destiny.
And are we gonna get factions announced? Like, who's gonna want to play Marathon if you're playing on a PlayStation? You're gonna play.
You could have stopped in the first one.
Actions.
Who's going to want to play Marathon?
You lost me. It's sci-fi
Yeah.
PvP extraction shooter.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good. No
Wouldn't you
thanks.
rather play? I'd rather play the Division with that same description minus. sci-fi.
Sure. Yeah. Speaking of Destiny 2, the final shape. We'll get some sort of announcement, trailer, breakdown, reveal.
Yeah. So is that
August
ending?
22nd.
Destiny 2 ending? Is this like leading the way to Destiny 3?
That would how I would look into it, but I am not. I do not
Devin?
know. I am not Dev.
I don't know.
They
All
showed
I know-
Cade.
Cade
I
was
was
in
gonna
it,
say-
so I'm like, it must be the end.
I was like, isn't he dead?
That's
Yeah,
what I
he's dead.
thought.
He's dead.
But it's like Fast and Furious. There's nobody ever dead.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like Metal Gear.
Somewhere. Yes.
They're never dead. They always come back. It's Liquid Cade. Concord is up next. PlayStation Studios,
Sure.
new developer Firewalk is making Concord, where they didn't show a whole lot. It was like a banner and some words, but PSVG's own Deborah Wilson providing voiceover. So I was like, hey, yeah, I know that voice.
Gotta support it now.
Looky there, we gotta buy it. We're all in. Coming to PlayStation 5 and PC in 2024, they say. Sure. We'll see.
Name your game after a failed, very expensive jet engine.
Good point.
Jet engine. Yeah.
Now we come to a particular juicy point of the showcase that I'm really interested to talk about. PlayStation announced hardware. Project Q, as Jim Ryan says, innovation is our passion. And that applies to not just what games you play, but how you play them. Later this year, we will launch a device that enables you to stream any game from your PS5 over Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
They also showed off some earbuds, but nobody cares. Let's talk about.
I'll start to get those earbuds, by the way.
Hey, they said lossless audio.
Hey, Sony.
I'm
Sony
on board
makes,
for those.
Hey, Sony makes incredible headphones. Yeah, no, I'm not hating on the headphones. Nobody cares about it right now.
Right.
We want to talk about this DualSense Fire tablet they just announced, where they've just taken a Fire tablet and smashed it right in the middle of a fucking controller.
Yeah.
They really
instead of backbone, it's just two obtuse PlayStation 5 controller handles.
When this device was rumored, we talked about it, and I tried to stick up for it, and I may try again here, but here's the thing. I thought in my mind I was imagining a Sony-like device.
Sure.
Something with some Sony-like design, something Vita-ish or PSP-ish, or it literally is a tablet strapped to a DualSense controller. Like it is like if you haven't seen it yet, listener, it is exactly that. Just think tablet plus controllers on the side.
Or think if you have a Switch, take off your Joy-Cons, but instead of putting the PS5 controller on the sides, you got to recess them behind.
Yeah, just get two controllers and rubber band it to your favorite iPad.
But those edgy sides are still there. They're not into the controller. It's like very ugly.
It is very ugly.
Yes. And you can say what you want about the PS5 console. It's sleek. It's big. It's as big as the game Teardown as it comes through the roof, but it's sleek. This is
sleek. It's definitely techie and has the right look of the curves and all that. Yeah.
This is not that.
It's not.
Just gross.
No.
And you guys know how I feel about just the DualSense, the look of the DualSense in general.
Sure.
And I was like, holy shit, they did not just do it. They did exactly what they did.
Yeah. I did not
I'm stunned. I'm in awe. I'm not sure if you guys saw in the Discord the bezels on that.
They're so close to the screen.
They get wider. They're not even like the same size. They're like triangle bezel. The bezels get bigger as it goes down.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
I see why as soon as they announced it, they moved on really quick. Like, all right, let's keep going. Yeah.
Okay. I have some headphones.
Okay. So outside of its look, let's just talk about it. And I want to bring in a couple of quotes. I was going to do this a little later, but let's do this now because I think it ties in. We got some quotes from Jim Ryan on VR, which we'll get to later, but one of the things he talked about was cloud. He talked about this in investor call day before yesterday. Jim Ryan, quote, fairly interesting and quite aggressive plans for cloud gaming. That cloud gaming would be a fundamental part of Sony's ability to exploit that trend of mobility moving forward. So a lot of people are upset with this device, just like when it was rumored, when the rumors came out. Hey, shout out to Tom Henderson, right? I think we all got this from him. He was spot on with it. So, give him one. People don't like that it's remote play only. And I agree. Like the idea of a remote play only device just sounds
terrible,
unnecessary. It's just like, it's really hard to justify. That said, I don't think it's going to be remote play only for long. Am I alone on that? Like, I think I just don't think they're ready to talk about what their I think they're readying some sort of cloud platform and they're just not ready to talk about it. But I think this is a part of it.
then why show us this now? Like, why
Because
not
they think
hold
they
this-
can sell it now.
Yeah, I would hold this back until we have the cloud platform ready, because it just feels like putting it out now, like, hey, this is only remote play only, is just sending out to die.
You think so?
Yeah, because why would I buy this now? There's so many other options I can buy that's better than this.
But is it better?
And can't you
What options can play your PlayStation games on it?
play your PlayStation games on your phone?
You
Like
can
now?
with
I
remote
think
play
you can. Remote play on
Yeah.
your phone.
on your phone, but this isn't a phone. We
So-
talked about this when the game thing was rumored. We don't have to do an hour on, like, we talked about this before. You're right. The functionality exists, but it also exists on a phone. And I don't know, like, I understand that, like, can it be done? Yes. Is that like a good way to do it? I would argue no.
Probably not.
Like, it can be done, but like that's not my solution.
But
Is
then,
why I don't play Xbox on my phone. Like, can I? Yeah, but why am I buying a $700 Ally? Because I don't want to use my fucking phone.
but then it'll be this. How much is this thing gonna cost?
So, okay, the good question. How much do you think it's going to cost? Because I pegged this before, and I'll just stick to it. This thing is sweet spot at $199.
I was gonna say it can't cost more than that. I
It
think it's gonna cost $300.
absolutely will cost more than that.
I
I
think it's
will
gonna cost
bet you
$300.
now that Sony charges more than $199 for it.
I think it's gonna be $300.
I was.
I
gonna
do
say
too.
$300.
That's too
And
much.
that's way too much.
That's too much. It is too much. But so is PSVR, and you bought that.
Yeah, but I'm a loser. I have no good sense.
All right. So as crazy as this sounds, and this should come as no surprise to anybody, if I still had a PS5, I would probably buy one of these.
For 300?
No, not for 300. But if I could wheel and deal my way down, yeah. I don't hate the idea of this device existing as much as the world does. Like, I actually
Sure.
think this, just generally as a market, just think of it like as a market and just get out of our gamer brains of what makes sense for, just as a market. I think this venture, the idea of this device makes more sense for Sony than the PSVR 2 does.
It does. That is
In my
that is
opinion.
true. Very much so, yes.
I also think there will be a cloud component to this at some point in the future.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
I also can't wait to see people hack the shit out of it and put Android on it and start.
All right.
That's
Well, then
coming.
you can just buy a G unit if you want to do that instead.
You could, and
Yeah.
the question is, like, what can this do? Can this do that? What can
Right.
this do natively? What's under the hood?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Like, is it possible? Can it not? Because the G unit's not like great.
No, it
Chip
runs remote
wise.
play fine, but not great.
Yeah, not well.
I will say this.
And it still has a PlayStation controller.
Yes.
I was going to say,
Like,
because it
that
has a
matters to
PlayStation
people.
controller, It's
That
going
is
to be really
big, yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah. And the screen is probably going to be really nice. I mean, it is a fucking fat ass tablet smashed in
Yeah.
there. But to their credit, it's not a phone screen. Like, it is a
Yes.
tablet. It should play well. It should look nice. Like, again, the reason I was saying if I had a PlayStation 5, the reason I would have this is to sit on the couch and play. I don't hate the reason this exists, but to justify that reason, the price must be right. And if you were at $300 or more, that price is not right. If you're charging people an iPad for this with no native ability, no ability to take it with you,
That's a lot.
that's a lot. It's too much. It's too much. The question, like, you should still be able to take it with you and still remote play, right? Like, you can still connect remote play from, like, your work back to your PS5.
I can't
I would
imagine
hope
you
so.
wouldn't be able to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Backbone's $100. I do like the Backbone. I think its little launcher and everything is really nice, like, setup. Again, though, it's a clip and it's your phone. I
Yeah.
don't want to use my phone for that stuff. Like, that's not why I carry my phone. It's why I don't play games on my phone.
Yeah, and then you have to take a lot of times you have to take your case off just to fit it into the devices. Like,
It
yeah, it's
kills the
very
battery. You
inconvenient.
get phone
Yeah.
notifications. Like, there's all kinds of reasons why.
Yeah.
Font. Game Pass doesn't scale very well down to a phone screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yep.
reasons why. Yeah. I mean, with the success of the Switch, you had to know that they would try to do something. We see
Sure.
G Clouds, Steam Decks, Ally. Like this is the new thing, and you can't just like cede the space to others.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to like really give it a real go and be a prime player in it, you still don't want to like have nothing. You still want to offer something.
Yep. Yeah, it's very odd. Well, actually, for Sony, this is very on par.
I mean, this is the Vita TV company.
Exactly.
This is way better than Vita TV.
When I worked at Best Buy and we sold that PlayStation 3D TV, we knew then they're in trouble.
I want to like it. And I know that's just me, and I like weird tech, and I generally like weird things, but I really do want to like it.
If you...
I could see people playing Horizon in their bed with this damn thing.
I do that on my Steam Deck. If I see you not want to get new tech, I know there's a problem with
that's bad shit. Like
No
I want to like it, and I just got to say, I think the only thing that really I got to think there's a cloud something coming. Like I take his quote, and I think Sony, they stopped their PS Now, right? It was, I guess I would want to say it was a failure. Can we agree with that? It was not very good.
I think so.
So I think they're readying something new, a new brand to re-enter, probably tie it to Plus somehow, or, make it somewhat more Game Pass efficient or affordable and re-enter that space. And I think this is a big part of that. And all the people that are dunking on it right now about just being remote play and use it in the same house and stuff, I think there are people just dismissing the idea that they could absolutely update this device in the future with cloud ability, and all of a sudden you have a pretty serious little handheld in your pocket. And if they do that, suddenly $299, not so crazy.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Right.
If I could just have my PlayStation on the go with me and the cloud's right there, that's pretty cool.
I think so the people are like, I can't believe it doesn't play native games. I can't believe it doesn't have cloud. I think the biggest hurdle for this device is that it doesn't have apps.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're selling a portable system that can't play Netflix or like watch YouTube or like any of the basics. Like you're really hindering and cutting off the reach of a device like this. Now I understand you sell it for gaming, but still to not have any multimedia at all, something.
Yeah. Agreed.
Rebecca writes in with a question. How much do you think the Project Q will cost? Well, shit, we should have read that.
Got that covered.
$299.
Yeah, if I had to guess, if I had to bet, I'd bet $299. But I think the sweet spot is $199.
I really thought we had a PSVR price cut coming in this. There's no way they can come in at 300 with not moving the needle on the PSVR 2.
We said that it'd be a PSVR 2, and I doubled down so hard. I'll never forget that episode. I was like, they absolutely are coming in higher than that number.
Yeah. So I think that's the case in point where it's like, that they came in there with the PSVR 2. There's no way this isn't under $300.
Yeah. I do think there is something to be said about this. This could be, I said this before when the rumors were there. I don't believe it, but I'm just, okay, hear me out. There's potential here for them to market it like a controller.
Yeah, two $70 controllers split in half.
I mean, just like they have, how much does the DualSense Pro cost?
$199.
Okay, so like I think there exists a chance for them to be like, it's $250. But like they talk about, like they show you like you can play your PlayStation 5 with it. Here's the commercial in my head. Here's what I'm thinking. You see a guy playing Spider-Man on his PS5, and suddenly his mom walks in and is like, I gotta watch TV. And like that's like a Switch like thing where he's playing on the controller on his PS5, and she turns the TV off, and he just gets up and walks away and just keeps playing it on the controller.
Do you know what you're describing right now? Stadia.
Well, I was going to say the Wii U.
Stadia's whole thing, like, hey, it will follow you wherever you go. And
I think there exists.
Yeah, we have something like that. It's called the Switch.
Yeah,
but the Switch don't play Spider-Man.
The Switch don't play Spider-Man. You're right. That's true.
Yeah,
But how well is this thing going to play Spider-Man? Is the
It
question.
probably
Well, it's
won't play
streaming. It's going to play it as well as your PlayStation 5 and internet does.
Or as well as the Switch would.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe. You need better
480p.
internet then. You need better
Right.
internet then. Second question from Rebecca. Do you think it would be good for someone like me who often prefers handheld devices and doesn't mind the streaming aspect? I feel
Yeah.
like I'd play PS5 games a lot more with that. Yes.
You're the audience.
I think
The
it's
Switch
an
purchaser.
it's an expensive way to play PS5 games. Have the console and the handheld and all that, just like to do
Yeah.
all this. But if the cost is not a matter to you, if you have subs just sending you PlayStation 5s in the mail, yeah, I do see the benefit of, again, if I had a PlayStation 5 like Rebecca, I'd be interested in something like this.
Yeah.
Because I could be watching a movie and have this in my hand, like I plan to do with the Ally, like I so often do with the Switch.
Oh, you just made me realize I can't let my wife see this because she
I was
wants to
gonna
play
get one.
She wants to play Hogwarts Legacy
Yeah.
portable, and I gave her my G unit, and I was like, use remote play. I paid for this app that lets you use a controller instead
Right.
of touchscreen. Please use this instead. And it has not happened.
Time to hawk it.
Oh, boy.
You better
Yeah,
get ahead
I
of the
just saw
curve.
it.
We talked about they're also releasing lossless audio earbuds.
Yeah.
And then they closed the show with Spider-Man 2. We got to see
Yeah.
Craven.
I thought it was
Yes, that's
Wolverine
Craven
at
the Hunter.
first. And I was like, oh, good surprise.
Nathan said Wolverine, and I was like, I don't know
No.
anything about anything.
I knew
I
it
was
was
like, is
Craven
that
as soon as I saw
Sabretooth
it.
then? Like, what are they talking about? Where's
So
Wolverine?
it looked like with the jungle, because the first guy wasn't Craven, like with the tattoos. I was like, oh, this is like a mob, and I'm playing too much Minecraft. This is like a mob walking around, and then I thought Wolverine was going to come in behind him, but it was Craven.
Oh,
which was
gotcha.
Awesome surprise.
That makes sense.
Yes, Craven the Hunter.
Yeah,
So
that was
Craven the
awesome.
Hunter.
Yeah.
We saw. Did we see Venom?
Now,
We
did
saw
we
the
didn't did we
symbiote
know
suit.
this? Did we
Yeah,
know
we knew this.
Spidey was the symbiote? Because I thought Venom was in a standalone.
No, we knew the symbiote suit was going to be involved.
That
Delvin,
looked
why don't you take this and tell us
awesome.
what we saw? Because I'm not the person to be
yeah.
describing this. I was watching this, like I don't know what's
Okay.
going on.
I can explain this. The trailer starts out showing somebody in the jungle hunting for Craven. Obviously, Craven catches the guy, kills him, and says,
Obviously.
yeah, because the whole thing about Craven is he looks for a challenge.
Yeah.
So after Craven murders this
As
guy,
we all know.
he says that
Shocker's in the chat. He's
I'm
reading
looking for
comics
more
now.
of a challenge. And his associate shows him New York City, where there's a picture of Black Cat, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Peter, and Shocker, of course. So
Yeah.
then
And Prowler.
it shows all the heroes and villains of New York City.
Yeah.
So the game's leading you to know that Craven's going to go to New York, obviously hunting down these people. And then the trailer cuts to New York City, where it's Peter in the symbiote suit, acting a little bit more aggressive,
Getting angry.
getting a little more edgy.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And you see this combat and this kind of conversation between him and Miles. They're fighting in the city and stuff, trying to solve this problem. I like the way that they're kind of showing that you can switch between Peter and Miles in the story. I thought it was
That
really
I
cool.
picked up on. So it's like is that the core gameplay? You're going to be popping back and forth, like
That's
playing
what it seemed like.
dual protagonists.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what it
that's
seemed
good.
like. And
Is it
Peter
co-op?
almost-
They
No.
said no co-op.
no co-op.
Oh, no co-op. Okay.
And Peter's gameplay is going to be more power-based and aggressive, while Miles is going to be more classic Spider-Man type feel of it.
Delvin, do you think that we get a third option and they get Black Cat in there too for three characters?
I can see that happening.
So it's just Arkham Knights.
Well, a better Gotham Knights probably.
Way
Way
better.
better.
Yes, because it's people we actually want to play as
Yeah,
you
yeah.
told, because nobody knows who Nightwing is, as you said. People know who Peter Parker and Miles Morales are.
I don't
And
know
don't
any
forget-
about these other people you're talking about, though.
Don't forget, we spoilers for Spider-Man. How old is that game now? 6 years old. Don't forget, we know Green Goblin's hanging out
Mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh, they did. Well, they did mention in the trailer that Peter is a little bit more aggressive because
Yeah,
Harry is dying, and they're trying to find a cure for Harry. So that might lead to
yeah.
Green Goblin, Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin too, yeah.
So there's a lot of little details in this trailer that's really super cool. And I like that whole aspect of them showing the symbiote suit. And when they originally showed this game, it was saying that they show like a Venom kind of like display. So I'm assuming Venom's going to be in the game later in the game, maybe.
Yeah, he was in like an
thing where-
alleyway or something at the one of the original trailers.
Is Peter not going to be Venom?
No, he is Spider-Man still. But when he loses the suit, somebody else becomes Venom. That's how it usually works.
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
so in the comics, when he got the symbiote, it made him too aggressive with his like everyone, even like Mary Jane. So he was able to get the strength to get rid of the suit, and then it jumped onto his bully Eddie Brock, who became the Venom that you know.
And there's been multiple Venoms in the comic book, including
Gotcha. I thought in the trailer, I thought they were teasing like a turn.
No. He's gonna become Spidey. He'll be back with Spidey, and Eddie Brock's gonna get the suit, or maybe
it could be Scorpion. The Scorpion with a Venom
or Osborn.
Or Osborn. Those are kind of rumored things that could happen. It's a lot of things they could do with this story. I think it's really cool. Yeah. When I was talking to my son about it, I had a theory that they may have a part in the game where you have to actually fight Peter as Miles.
Yeah, that would be like Last of Us 2.
Because, like I said, the symbiote suit makes Peter aggressive, and he becomes not evil, but more darker.
Yeah,
and you might have to play as Miles and have to take down Peter. And one of the weaknesses of the Venom suit is shock attacks. So that makes perfect sense.
Shark attacks?
Shock.
Gotcha.
Shark attacks would be funnier.
Well, I saw the alligator.
You can only take him out if you get him.
So I didn't know if that's where we were headed. I was like, what? Gotcha.
But it looks great. Looks amazing.
Yeah.
I think it looks very good. Yeah, I agree with you there.
The gameplay with Venom, the Venom
still coming out this fall.
Up those people.
Yes. Still no date.
Looks awesome.
I think November.
No date.
I would guess.
Okay. Cool.
Looks
Are you guys excited? You're all in?
I'm very excited. This is what
I figured as much. Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge. The gameplay they showed, I thought they showed too much, like they typically do in showcases, like because we're gonna play through that lizard chase. Like they showed too much.
Yeah, Sean's saying that was a lizard, not an alligator.
Yeah, that was the lizard.
Yeah, that was lizard. Doc Connors. Yeah. Peter's not.
Wait, no, that was a person.
Yeah. So
yes.
How much time do we have? In the comics, Doc Ock, right? So
haven't you watched the movies?
Peter's mentor, Doc Ock. So in the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, Reese, whatever his name is, plays Doc Connors. He loses an arm. He starts studying like anoles, how they grow limbs back, and he injects himself with that like lizard DNA to try to grow his arm back. But of course, like it's superhero movie, so he turns into a lizard.
A lizard.
And his lizard brain takes over.
Yes.
So he just tries to kill people.
Yeah. Not to sound like a troll, but I definitely did want to ask this actual genuine question. I think I know the answer from Delvin, but since we have other people here, I wanted to ask: are you like starting to wane on Spider-Man at all?
You know, Delvin answer first.
He knows my answer. I'll let you answer first, Josh.
I mean, it just feels like there's a lot of this game in a short time span.
No, I don't. How long has it been since Morales?
Compared to other franchises, I guess is the better way of putting it.
I don't think so. I mean, I think if anything, we're lacking more games like Spider-Man, and we're getting games like Gotham Knights instead.
Exactly.
And we should have better games like Spider-Man, and then maybe I'd be like, yeah, maybe we have too many. But right now, it's like.
I mean, I'm not the fan that you guys are at all. My son is, but the reason I ask is I was watching the trailer, and I'm not taking anything away. I think the game looks great.
Yeah.
But my take while watching the trailer was like I played Spider-Man and I played Miles Morales, and I'm like, if I had a PlayStation 5, I'm just not interested. I think I'm good for a minute. Like I'm just not very like. You're just going to do this every 3 years? Just keep doing it?
Sure, every 3 years is a great time. You love Assassin's Creed. Let us love our Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, fair. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. It just feels. I mean, I felt like people said this about like I don't want to like make it this argument, but the reason I'm asking is like you heard people say similar things about like Horizon and God of War, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's time to do something else, and like you're Spider-Man, just being Spider-Man. People are like, yeah, give us 100 more.
To be fair,
It's
I
an
never said that
interesting
about either
thing
one of
that
those
it's an
games.
interesting thing as someone who's not a fan. I
Yeah.
pick up on it, right? Like
That's
I pick
what
up
it-
on the
yeah.
difference.
That's the difference, right? So like for me, if we were still dealing with the original Assassin's Creeds, I'd be like, yeah, let's keep them going. But for me, when it hit Origins and became the bigger sprawling worlds, I'm like, okay, why are we getting so many so quick? So I feel
Sure.
the same way you do, just
Okay.
with a different game franchise.
Okay, good.
Yeah, also, the Spider-Man games aren't that long. Like,
No,
what,
they're very
15
short.
hours?
Not like a
No, not at all.
180-hour Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
Valhalla campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something I noticed.
Oh, no,
Like
that's
in
fair.
watching the hype and everything, I was like, it's interesting. People were like, we don't need another Horizon, but people are totally
I
down
think
for more of these.
I
if
wasn't
you
on that
look
board
at
at
that
all.
black
by the way.
suit, if you look at that black suit combat, we have not seen that. That's going to be
Fun.
groundbreaking for Spider-Man.
People
And
love
even
the
Miles
symbiote.
creating the bridges with the webs. So you have like Johnny, you just started playing Prototype, right? So
Yeah.
now you have Black Suit Spider-Man as Prototype kind of gameplay, and then you
Yes.
got Miles Morales as Arkham Knight gameplay. Like it's a really nice mix, I think. From
I
the
I
agree.
think
trailer,
you're right. I think you're right.
it's
Yeah.
a nice mix of like melee and stealth. Could be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I generally, I don't want to give off the wrong impression. I'm not trying to, again, I'm really not trying to troll. I'm
Oh, I don't
actually
think
being
you are.
genuine.
I think it's a fair
But
question.
Anybody that's listening, I'm not like against it. I think more developers should use and reuse the games they make and make them better.
Yeah.
It's something we haven't seen a whole lot of, I think, because the internet outrages against it every time they do. But it definitely seems it's just noticeable. It's noticeable. It feels like 2008. You know, it feels like
Yes.
here's Mass Effect 3 is like, that's kind of like what they're doing. Like, and another one,
Yeah.
you know?
When
I don't
Wolverine
mind
comes out, it'll be an interesting question
Yeah.
because
think
it
that's
could
the
be
best.
very similar.
I think it makes sense for this world because it's still in the same world. That New York is still that New York.
Yeah.
Not too much change. So
I think IP matters.
Oh yeah,
It does matter.
Like IP matters a lot. You know, we were talking about this on, was it Shaq or somebody asked us about Zelda. I'm not sure it was Shaq or PSVG, but somebody was like, if this was a different game, right, would people be okay with it? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not. It's Zelda. You know, and like maybe it's just one of those things where like it's totally fine with Spider-Man. People love Spider-Man. They just want more Spider-Man.
yeah.
And
I
maybe,
think I think they asked.
Aloy isn't Peter Parker.
Yeah, they
You
asked
know?
you about shoot. They asked you about Breath of the Wild and like why this like if there's a Zelda bias about like why Breath of the Wild was so beloved and stuff, and I was listening to you guys talk about that, and I think because everyone's like, oh, it's Tears of the Kingdom, 10 out of 10 also because it's just Zelda, but I think like when that game came out, it broke. Like Breath of the Wild was probably going to be so highly rated before it was released, but nobody knew what it was going to be until it was out. And it kind of like broke this mold of like, this is a new level of Zelda.
True.
So now Tears of the Kingdom has this platform to go off of, just like A Link to the Past had a platform or Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this platform. So now Spider-Man 2 has this platform of this fantastic baseline PlayStation 4, 5 game that we can build off of now. So now people know what to expect, and now you can change the combat, you can change the narrative, you can change how many characters you play, and now it's just improving on something that is guaranteed to be a success, just like the Arkham Knight series.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
It
It feels
like,
very
oh my God, we
Arkham
hit a home
Knight-ish.
run.
Yes.
Yeah, we hit a home run, and now we can just improve off of that.
Make it
And
bigger,
then eventually
better, grander.
somebody goes, we should probably change that. And then we get a Gotham Knights, you know?
Yeah.
And not to keep harping on Gotham Knights, but they really they could have kept the same formula and the game would have been 10 times better than it is.
Yeah, and unlike Gotham Knights, this game has already built up the protagonist for other games. Like people love Miles Morales. So if they stop making games with Peter Parker, you can still make a Miles Morales game. People be like, all right, I want this still.
Yes.
Whereas with Gotham Knights, you're like, I know Nightwing, but who are these other guys?
Right. I just
I
want
don't
to point
know
out if
Nightwing.
Sean Capri doesn't take back his last comment on Twitch, I will no longer like him as a human being.
Well, I don't know.
We can move on.
Yeah, so that was it. That was it in a nutshell. It's a lot of games that we covered. It's a lot of stuff they showed in the showcase. John 32 kicks us off with a really great way to frame it up. How whelmed were you by the showcase? Favorite moment? Most what the fuck moment?
I was
You
whelmed.
can't swear on this podcast. That's right.
I wasn't blown away. Like I said in the PSXP Discord, I guess a week ago when they first announced this, I was like, just keep your expectations measured. I think they showed a lot of cool stuff. I'd give it a 7. Spider-Man looked amazing, but Metal Gear looked great, but we was expecting that. The PS backbone or whatever the fuck you want to call that bullshit that they got coming out.
The Q light, Project Q.
That shit, that was the what the fuck moment. Like, what is this shit?
That is a good answer for what the fuck moment.
They're like, what is this? This looks like they just got like a fire tablet and put like 2 controllers.
Are we going to get those at like 5 and below, like 3 years from now for like $20 or some shit?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, this is weird.
I'm going to get one. Don't have PlayStation 5. I'll buy one anyway.
Yeah. Jim Ryan,
the show was good. I saw XP talking about, look, every time anything happens, the internet hates. Like, it just does what it does, right? It rages. But it seems to be like, even from PlayStation centric circles, people seem to be disappointed.
Because people built up their expectation way too high.
Is that the take, though? Is that like the common takeaway?
People thought it was okay, but people just built up their expectations way too high. They expected to have everything at one time. Like, that's not what's going to happen.
Killzone and Infamous. And,
right.
Like
that happens with every showcase. Like,
right.
Everyone just has pipe dreams instead of realistic dreams.
Yeah,
they're going to give you 1 or 2 amazing games you're going to be super excited for, and the rest are going to be pretty good to great games to look forward to.
Yeah.
I don't have a number on this list, but what do they show? Like 40 games?
They showed a lot of games.
It's a lot of games. So I like the show. I thought the show was really good. Doesn't mean I think it was incredible, but I will say I thought it was pretty heavy on cinematic trailers. We didn't see a whole lot of gameplay, but I think that's okay because a lot of the games that we saw were the first time we've ever seen them. And I think that's okay to start off that way with your marketing. It's unlike, and for that matter, PlayStation's been somewhat quiet. We haven't seen or had a long roadmap for what they're doing. So yeah, I think it was totally fine to be leaning more on cinematic stuff. Well, it's the same thing that like Xbox did when they launched a console. We saw a lot of cinematic trailers for a lot of the games they announced.
Yeah.
What do you think of the whole idea? Because Xbox put out the little post and almost all of these games are coming to Game Pass and Xbox. Yeah. And I think that's what's kind of bothering people.
Not Game Pass. They're coming to Xbox. They're coming to the platform. Yeah.
So I think that kind of annoyed a lot.
Not almost all of them. It was like 8.
No, 8 of the most important ones.
Dude, they made like there was like 50 games they showed. That's not almost all of them. It is literally a small minority of them.
No, but those are the ones people were looking forward to, like Metal Gear in particular. They're like, oh.
Because Metal Gear is an exclusive, people are mad?
Yes.
Oh my God. Why? Metal Gear shouldn't be exclusive anyway. It's not an exclusive title.
That's not how people think. And Metal Gear has been exclusive. The one on PS.
I'd be upset. I would. I'd be in my tears. I'd be in my feelings right now if it was exclusive. I'd be so upset.
Yeah.
If it was Final Fantasy like PlayStation 5 only, I'd be so upset. Snake is in Smash.
But like I said, Metal Gear has been exclusive before. So people were expecting it to be like exclusive for a period of time and things like that.
1 year. I got you. Yeah, they wanted the Persona Final Fantasy treatment for Metal Gear.
Exactly. People were expecting other games to be that.
Am not going to fall into their bait and trying to be upset about it because I'm really happy that it's not. I'm the opposite of those people. Whoever those people are, count me on the opposite side. I want more Metal Gear on more things.
More Metal Gear. Well, you can play Metal Gear Survive if you really want more.
But like this showcase outside of Metal Gear,
I
thought was really good. A lot of service stuff. But I mean, like very few showcases show you this many games. And for me, like I'm all in on the indies, right? I want to play that Cat Quest game, Plucky Squire, what was it, Sword of the Sea, and then the Neva,
sure.
whatever, however they pronounce it.
The dog, the dead dog.
Gris, whatever. However, they always do this with their damn games.
Yeah.
You have to think about it how people who have PlayStations, who are these people who are so-called heavy in the game.
Yeah, maybe I'm not.
They don't get
I'm not the
mad
demo.
because of the game. They want it to be so games that you can't play. They want to be able to say, we have this Xbox and you don't have this.
That's unfortunate.
Which I don't give a shit about.
Yeah. Sean's also excited about Pirates of the Caribbean, I guess.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Metal Gear is not exclusive. It's elusive, Sean. Come on. You got to get with the program. It's elusive.
So for those games, like I told you, my game of show was Sword of the Sea. Of every game here, like not, Metal Gear notwithstanding because of, time history and everything. Of all the new games that were showed, that's the game. Dropping everything to play that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good showcase too. I think Sean should get his caps lock checked. It keeps getting stuck. I think for me, the highlight of the show was it Spider-Man? I think it was Spider-Man because I think I saw a lot in that trailer that I wasn't expecting for the sequel.
Gameplay.
Because like you, I did actually think it was going to be a lot of the same, and I think what we saw was more variety in combat, which is exciting to me.
And I didn't particularly pick that up from what I saw, but I'm glad that you guys are here. To
for sure. And I kind of have like a very weird, there's like a blink for Miles Morales. I know I played it, and it was a very short game, and I played it in a very short amount of time, but I don't remember it as much as I remember Spider-Man. While I think it was technically a great game, for some reason,
5 hours.
It was very short, right?
Yeah.
But I really liked what I played, so I'm excited to spend more time with Miles because I really love that character. So, Sean's caps.
I think if another publisher,
stuck, Sean.
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I know it doesn't make sense because of the names and stuff, but I think if another publisher, if Nintendo or Xbox had this showcase today, I think those fans would be excited.
Oh, sure, for sure. Everyone wants Spider-Man. I
mean, just even don't insert the names, but just swap out the names with a like comparable game.
Can you remember the last Xbox showcase? Since they decided to get rid of them.
I mean, if Xbox had a showcase where they had 40 games and Gears looked incredible at the end, and they announced a new handheld, and they had 5 indies that looked amazing from the makers of Journey, and a couple duds like foam suds or whatever the hell Square Enix is doing. If they just take this entire thing and you just swap the brands, I think they'd be happy. I think it was a good show.
Like I said, it goes
agreed, 100%
expectation. What people expect and what reality is, a lot of people just don't set realistic expectations. If you sit there and say, "Oh, they're going to show us Silent Hills and they're going to show us Metal Gear, they're going to show us all this stuff that's not really,"
which is a surprise,
right? Yeah. Dragon's Dogma.
Yep, great showcase. I changed my mind. It's not good. It was great.
I mean, it's just I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it in comparison to other directs and plays and insiders and things we watched before. This is better than most.
Let me explain to you, Donnie. PlayStation fans are delusional.
Oh boy,
I was trying not to be mean, but they are very delusional.
I mean, what are they with E3 of Dreams? You want Shenmue? Is that what they're missing? Shenmue?
Exactly. They want the same thing. They want God
Shenmue
of War.
Sucks.
They want God of War 12. They want
Sailors.
Killzone's back. They want Resistance. They want all that stuff in one show.
Well, that's.
Are you telling me PlayStation fans want a $50 tablet for $50 and not $350? That's crazy.
I think it's a pretty good show. I think this is a lot better than several directs that I've watched and stuff. There have been times I've been watching directs the past couple years. I'm looking at games. I'm looking, what the fuck is even doing here?
Cat Quest.
There are very few of those here, barring Square Suds or Square Foam or whatever the hell it's called. That's by the way, John 32. My most what the fuck moment is
Foam Party. I think that's all.
Foam Party.
I'm gonna call it Foam Party.
God. This is all I said in Discord when it came up. Square Enix, and I when it popped up Square Enix, I was like, what am I gonna like about this? And then that happened, and I was like, God, I hate these guys. Like it's such a Cartman response. To them. Can somebody buy them and just move them on somewhere? Stop. Okay. John 32, last question. He says, for those thinking there wasn't enough first party in so many cross-platform games, is that it? It's just because there's cross-platform?
That's what it was. That's what
No,
it was.
that I get, because I have noticed, I've been saying this for a while, I noticed like people don't care or go hard for the show anymore. They used to. They used to talk about how the show was the best sports game in the world, and then it went multi-platform, and now nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly. And it goes back to what I was saying.
Man, I think you're on to something.
What we have is about what you can have.
You're onto something. I forgot where I was. Okay, so he goes, is there a world in which Sony is strategically positioning its marketing to downplay its strength, given the Activision battle currently underway?
No.
That is some chess instead of checkers type. That's some big conspiracy theory.
Well, if Jim Ryan's making the decisions, no, he's not that smart.
Absolutely
Maybe everybody else is doing it.
I do think they're trying to space out their exclusives. Like, we don't have to show everything we have right now.
I disagree. I just don't think they're ready yet.
Yeah, that too.
I think what we've seen with video games the last 5 years is that they're taking a lot longer to develop than we are initially. Spider-Man notwithstanding, right?
Yes.
Everything not in Spider-Man is taking forever to get out the door. It's taking forever to ship. I've seen it with Creed. We've seen it with Last of Us and across the board, Nintendo and Xbox. Like, I just think they're buying themselves time. They're just not ready.
Yeah, and I think old PlayStation would like just show you a bunch of games that weren't coming out 2 or 3 years.
100% agreed. Yeah.
And I think they're not doing that anymore. And I think that's what's kind of annoying people. Like the whole Year of Dreams that everybody keeps talking about. All those games came out, but they came out like years later. Like, you had to wait for that stuff. And I think that's what people expect. But
that was the beginning of the end for me. That's when I began to step off the play. I hated that E3. Everybody prayed, and I hated it the moment it happened. Still do. That's such a sore subject. Like when you say that, you just remind me of PSVG days of me being like, this was crap, and everybody telling me it was awesome. Okay. So that was the show. Great showcase. I thought so. Lots of good games. Please be excited. Go buy Q-Lights and Spider-Mans and
Alan Wake looks great, by the way.
Alan Wake
looks amazing.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. Who doesn't love announcements, man? Right? E3 season's upon us. We got all these announcements. Like, I love a good marketing show. Good new trailers.
Yeah.
All right. Talked about Jez. He said Metal Gear was going to come. We saw it. He was proven right. Volume 2. Good. Jim Ryan in their financials had a couple quotes specifically about PSVR 2, where he said it's too early to judge.
No, it's not.
Quote, PSVR 2 has just been launched, so it may be a little early to judge its popularity, but we are happy to see many positive reactions from users in the media. We'll continue to push forward so that those that purchase PSVR 2 can enjoy it for a long time. I love it. And we can also secure profits.
Of course.
That is some way to say we're not making money off this shit. So if y'all people in the media keep promoting it, maybe somebody will buy it.
Ryan on PC support. PlayStation understands the importance of PS5 exclusives. This is the troubling part, right? We've talked a lot about how Jim Ryan says things.
Yes.
He then follows it up with, I often have the opportunity to ask game fans for their opinions.
This sounds like a bot. I often talk to game fans. What the fuck does that mean?
Right?
When I'm in the streets and I see, hey, you, game fan, come on. Fuck are you talking about?
And he says that according to Game Fan that talks to Jim Ryan, they feel the release window for PC versions of exclusives 2 to 3 years after the PS5 release is acceptable.
Who said that?
According to
said that?
according to what you just said, those diehard PS5 fans, like, are they find this acceptable?
They would find acceptable.
You are the voice of the XP Nation. You got to clue me in here. I don't know.
they find it acceptable based off the fact that they don't want PC gamers getting it at all. But then they also
Right. Like I remember that's what I remember when
Yeah,
they were like,
right.
this sucks.
yeah. But since they have to get it, 2 or 3 years is acceptable.
Okay. I can't believe he's like, I often talk to game fans. I was like, that is some bullshit. It's like I don't believe he spends one moment talking to anybody that's played video
Anyone.
games.
Anybody.
Yeah, like he didn't even. That's why Herman's there. He didn't even talk to the people that make video games at his
Yeah.
own company.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Where are these game fans? You speak
Yeah.
about this?
I can imagine somebody be like, he's walking through the building, and they're like, "Hey, Jim," and he's like, "Who just spoke to me?"
Are you a
That's
game fan?
That's the
No.
game director over at
Or
Sonic.
he's
like,
at dinner.
fire him instantly.
He's at dinner.
You
He's
know.
like, "Who likes games?" And someone's like, "I play cribbage. You want to play some cribbage afterwards?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're a game fan, right? You like
Who are
cribbage?"
these peasants?
Hello, fellow game fan.
Hello, fellow game fan. That was a great quote. I often have the opportunity to ask game fans for their opinions. I wish he'd ask me my opinions. God, I'd love to be game fan. Where can we apply to be Jim Ryan game fan?
You don't want that job.
He absolutely does.
Okay, GameStop is raising the price of their Pro rewards.
Seems
So
smart.
they're replacing GameStop Pro is replacing Power Up rewards. If you subscribe, you will get 5% off of all collectibles, all toys, all trading cards, all apparel, and all pre-owned products.
You're
That's
telling me
less than what
five,
you get now.
five
Right,
whole
that's what I
percent,
was
Donnie?
thinking. Isn't all that shit
That's
on
a
sale?
worse
Like
deal.
that's just the clearance section at GameStop.
Yeah.
That's a worse deal than what they gave you.
Oh wait, you also get 5% off all GameStop protection plans,
Oh,
all
that's good.
GameStop brand products except gift cards, and all clearance.
They want
they're
to give
also-
you 5% off gift cards.
They're also raising the price of the program to $25 a year.
So they're giving
Wow.
you less stuff for more money.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Well, I guess we'll all be buying games at Target and Walmart next year, right?
I haven't shopped at GameStop. I won't say in forever because it wasn't that long ago, but 6-8 months ago. Like it is at this point in my shopping routine, GameStop is essentially like a last resort.
Right.
My
That's
Power
crazy.
Rewards are like renewed to like 2025, 2026. So I don't care.
Yeah.
Man, so you're like me with Game Pass,
Yeah,
but
you're
with
good.
this 5% off those pops.
Because they kept, when you go in like, hey, you can renew your thing for free. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Go ahead. I'm not going to be here anyway. So I just kept
Right.
doing it.
Well, you should be like, you're not even going to be here anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd take the under on that. I don't think GameStop makes it to the end of that agreement you have with them.
No,
You
I
might
don't
be
think
right.
so either.
Yeah. Sad. We all have good memories of GameStop.
Heck yeah. I used
It
to work
was a
at
long
EB.
time ago.
I have good memories of EB Games.
I have
It's a
some
damn
recently.
shame.
Yeah.
It's a damn shame. I used to love going to GameStop.
Yep.
Summer Game Fest. I was about to say Street Fighter. Jesus. Summer Game Fest
Street
is
Fighter
June
Games Fest.
8th. It'll be 2 hours in time, and according to Jeff Keighley, we'll have 3 to 4 pretty big things.
Sure.
I think he will. What he had Elden Ring last year.
No, what a weird thing to say. Obviously, it's going to have 3 to 4
I would
pretty
hope
big
so.
things. Why would you have this
Why
event?
the
if
fuck
it
were we
wasn't?
watching if it's not?
Was it gonna have Elden Ring DLC?
He
It's
should
like,
be
hey, come to my Memorial Day cookout. We're probably gonna have some hot dogs and
Yeah.
hamburgers, man.
come watch this. We're gonna have a
And
whole
maybe
bunch
some
of mid games to
beers.
show you. Nothing but mid-ass games.
Right.
We're
Hey,
gonna
this year
underwhelm you.
We got Cat Quest, Pirates of the Booty coming out
Oh,
next year.
I'm serious. I think I'm gonna get I'm gonna get cat game.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of mid games, AEW Fight Forever comes to all consoles June 29th.
Sure.
I'm excited.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
The clips that they've released are not.
Well, they didn't release when the game got leaked. It's not like they released when people are playing the game.
It doesn't look great.
It looks like the old wrestling games from N64. It just looks
Yeah,
updated.
but like not in a cool, nostalgic way. Like we tried to make the best game we could, and this is how it came out way.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Sure.
I don't know if it's gonna be.
I'm not
great.
opposed to it. being fun, yeah. I mean, I'm okay. Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Like I said this whole episode. Expectations. If you lower your expectations, you won't be disappointed. I think it's going to be a fun wrestling game.
I wasn't expecting 2K. I knew what I was getting into, but honestly, I said this in their Discord. Even for we're going for the arcadey stylized approach, still not. Like, they didn't nail it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't look great. It doesn't just visually, it doesn't make a great first impression.
I think this is one of those games we have to play.
Looks rough, man.
We have to play it and see it.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it plays well. Like, God, if it doesn't play well, worse problems.
Yeah, if it doesn't play well, then that's a whole other situation.
Do we even know how it plays? Like, just control scheme? Like, we haven't got a gameplay tutorial of this yet?
People say it plays like the No Mercy games.
Comes out in 3 or 4 weeks, and
people have played it and say it plays good.
I have not seen like a full here's the game and here's how you play it. The trailer and the moves and the modes and all that.
Yeah, they haven't showed us none of that. I've seen
none
some
of
the modes. Some of the modes look stupid as fuck.
Do we have do we have a No Mercy story mode?
There's a story mode in it.
Okay.
I do know that.
We're getting somewhere.
They have mini games for some strange reason.
Character creation. Can we create and share rosters?
I don't think we can share rosters and stuff like that. I think we can create wrestlers, but we can't share rosters, if I remember correctly.
This is what, Ukes?
Yes.
Ukes.
I'm hoping for you, man, but I don't. I was planning on pre-ordering it, but now I think I'm going to hang back and wait. At least wait for some impressions. See what you think about it.
Yeah, wait till I play it first, and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get heavy into it. Like I said, I'm all in it. I might even get it early.
Because I think if I had to bet, I bet 2K runs a pretty good promo on WWE 2K that week.
Yes, they are.
And I'm probably going to buy that instead. Not because I want to play I'm going to get the AEW game at one point. I'm going to get it someday. But I mean, if I had to make a bet, I just think WWE 2K looks like a better game.
I think there are two very different games.
Sure, of course. But I mean, just for what each of them are, I think WWE is doing it better right now. Of course it is.
I would think, most likely I would think so.
Of course it is. This is like the third installment, right? They've had more time and all that. And this is a brand new one. Like, I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm just, I think I'm going to wait on a sale for AEW.
Yes. What's the other wrestling game we have coming out? WrestleQuest 2?
WrestleQuest.
Yes.
And there's another one.
Would you get that over AEW?
I would. Yeah, if WrestleQuest was like out the same day, I definitely would get WrestleQuest.
Probably gonna be cheaper.
That's more of like a golf story RPG type of thing. Yeah.
I'm interested in it, and I haven't been interested.
AEW is like an arcade wrestling type game.
Yeah. I hope they pull it off. I really do. I would like to play it. It's got a good roster, like I would like to play it. But
roster's pretty big.
I remember what the game would look like. It reminds me of like WWE All-Stars. Remember that game?
Yes.
I
like
that's what it reminds me of. But like they talked about this game 2 years ago. Kenny Omega was like, "This is the game we're working on," and they showed like what it looked like then. And then what just came out looks just like that. Like it looks the same. It looks
a little better than that.
It looks the same.
What it looked like back then was terrible. It looks rough.
That's what it looks like to me. I was like, looks like they haven't done a whole lot.
Looks a little better. Looks very cartoony though.
Yeah. It's got that All-Stars type look. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Well, hopefully it comes out in a couple weeks. Delvin will be here to tell you all about it.
Yes.
Dying Light's next update is planned for early summer and will refocus on the franchise's horror experience, particularly at night, making it more tense and even scarier than ever.
So that's what you wanted in 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's missing in 2. 2 is just not very much. It's not a horror game.
It's action.
I wish Haley was here, actually, because I was reading this, and I've always told at every piece of DLC they drop, I'm like, maybe I'll go back. And I don't think I will. I didn't hate Dying Light 2 at all. I've said what I thought of Dying Light 2. I think if I ever when I get in the mood to play Dying Light again, I think I'll play the first one.
That might be more your speed.
Yeah, I think the first one's just much better. It's just a better game.
Drastically change the game with this one.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
I just don't dig to as much. Ubisoft is already that's already leaked, so that's doesn't have to talk about that. Ubisoft did provide an update on the Prince of Persia remake,
That shit ain't
which
happening.
they said that's probably it. Now that Montreal has taken over development of the Sands of Time remake, they have said that it's now back into a concept.
Oh
phase.
my god.
Yeah,
So-
that
Just
shit ain't
let
happening.
it die.
It's probably never going to come.
Just let it die. Just say it's dead. It's in the concept phase.
Well, that's what they'll say. They'll say concept phase, and every time they get
Oh.
asked about it, and they'll just slowly just stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Just, I'm so glad I counterpicked it.
Till you're gonna be like, hey, where'd that Prince of Persia get? Who?
What? What? They're going to sell Prince of Persia off before that happens.
The amount of money they put into this game, they could have made a real sequel.
I don't think we'd ever hear about Beyond Good and Evil if press didn't keep
oh
asking.
god.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
to
you're
be
right.
on the press to keep up asking about Prince of Persia, we'll never hear about it again.
That's their diversion tactic. Ask about Prince of Persia.
You know
Forget
what they
about
should do?
Beyond Good and Evil.
They're like,
2.
hey, so we did the Beyond Good and Evil the other day.
yeah.
When people ask about Prince of Persia, they should just give you Beyond Good and Evil. Like, yeah, there we go. Like, oh, okay.
We're
Never
real
mind
excited
about
about Avatar and
Sure.
our upcoming Star Wars game.
That's definitely coming out, Avatar. Yeah, totally.
That's definitely coming out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Blue people.
Right in time for the sequel. Oh wait.
All of our rumors have been made known.
Sure.
So yeah, that gets us to questions, to which Delvin,
We have a lot.
yeah, take it away.
All right, let me. All right.
Hey, PSVG gang, is it time to get into the questions?
Yeah!
Motherfucker. Well, thanks to. I gotta give shout out to Counterpunk. I'm not gonna be mean to him this week. He's had a rough week.
Mm.
Oh,
Hang in there, Kyle the Pug.
good on you.
Definitely. First question from Dev. My question for Dev: why the fuck you not here? Don't be sending no goddamn questions. He asked, "How much do you miss Dev Buzz Killerton?"
How'd you let my character I created for Dove?
That's his character.
Yeah.
Because he's the buzzkill.
You didn't see the picture?
I did not.
I took Buzz Killington from Family Guy and I put Dev's photo on it.
Yeah.
Don't you
that
feel
seems
like
perfect.
if he was here, he would be hyping up the PS showcase more?
Not
than
at all.
Absolutely not.
No?
If anything, I think I brought the hype.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I think
that's
I'm
your job, though.
Barrett 33 XP Faithful. I'm here for you. Okay, I may hate Jim Ryan and I may have sold my PlayStation 5, but I'm here for you. I'm watching your backs. Dev, on the other hand, he'd be here like close it up, sell it off,
Yeah.
like,
Pretty much.
yeah. So
He is not the hero that you need. These
There you
times.
go.
nope. Or the one you deserve for them.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
need,
the
don't
one you
want.
deserve. Haley's the one you need.
Yeah. There you go. Our next question from Todd is
Can't wait
Way
to hear
back-
what Dev says about that damn tablet.
oh
Like, I'm
that
still just in awe of what it looked like, guys.
looks like
Like,
shit.
Did you see the Switch? There was a Switch controller where they took a GameCube controller and they cut it in half and you slap it on the side of the
I
Switch.
remember that.
Yes.
And I was like, that is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And PlayStation looked at that and they were like, hold my beer.
That is a great
Like-
idea.
Oh my God.
Why did we think of that? Do hey, do we have any of those old PS5 controllers in the back? Let me get like two of them.
Those are the ones that are broken, the ones that get returned. They're like, I know what we can do with this. Got it. Oof.
Oh
Oof.
my God. All right. Todd asked a simple question. He asked,
If it was a Vita, hey, I can't get off of this.
You're not gonna get off of it.
If it was a Vita with like a bigger screen and triggers, it'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Why does it look like
they just didn't do it. They said no. They looked at you, Donnie, and they said, "This is what you want. We're gonna do the exact
Oh,
fucking opposite."
God? The ugliest controller. And okay, we have
Yes.
to move forward.
Gotta move on.
Do we? All right. Todd asked a simple question.
Who's in charge of the product design? Okay. Like, who is doing the
Sure,
R&D
Todd,
over?
we'll
Is
get
it
to your
still
question
is it
next
still
week.
Mark Cerny? Is
I
he
don't
to
know.
blame for this?
Game
Well,
fans.
please don't let him get
Game
on
fan.
stage.
It's
Don't let him
Game
get on
Fan.
stage and
They
describe it,
product
please.
tested it with Game Fan, and they were like,
Yeah,
"This is
Game
it.
fan. Hey, this is what
This
you
is
want.
peak design."
Okay. Oh boy.
I
Can
think
you
you better-
imagine, Donnie, that they make him get up on stage and describe the design of this? We'd be there
Oh
for
my god! If you had to like hold
4
it,
hours.
what did somebody? I'm upset that I can't remember it. But somebody in the Discord, I posted another tweet or a picture about it, and he was like, "Every time I look at it, I feel like it gets longer."
Ugh.
I can't wait to hear Kyle talk about it. I think
man.
Kyle's gonna get one. 100%.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, 100% he's gonna get one. He got the backbone.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and I'm eager to hear him talk about it.
Yeah, that makes one of us.
But I'm more eager to him talk about like to sell the design of it. Like that's what I'm really
tell
eager
me
to hear.
why I'm wrong about not being excited about it.
Kyle
Like
is a Game fan.
I believe he'll get it and he'll play it and he'll talk about how good it is and the triggers and the buttons and he'll be right. But I'm
Yes.
more interested in him tell you about like how it's
Yeah.
better than you think. like it looks better. It looks better in person.
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh,
Sure he's
That
listening.
has to be a prototype. That can't be the real thing.
that's it, man. That is it.
Like, no. Oh my god.
Todd.
Oof, it's ugly.
Hey,
It's real ugly. And the Vita is so good looking. The Vita is like one of the best handhelds ever made. Just
is.
we're just talking aesthetics. We're not talking about
Aesthetically,
UIs
yeah.
and memory cards and game. Like just the way the device looks. The Vita is fucking sexy. And they come out with this is like Globotron Optimus Prime Vita. Like what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why does it look like a transformer?
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like one of the Transformers who
Man,
couldn't come
let's
through.
ask for this.
Oh, God.
You gotta stay.
Jim Ryan spoke to game fans and they said this is what we want.
This is what we want.
Give me that.
DualSense controller, but just fucking tablet, just smashed into it and just push it in there.
Yeah.
DualSense controller on my 5-year-old's old tablet I can't use anymore.
Yes.
Like somebody's holding the Vita, they're like, you know what would be good? Bigger,
Bigger screen. Square though.
bigger,
Square.
bigger
Right direct-
controllers, bigger
rectangular
screen, bigger bezels.
That was the complaint about the Vita. Didn't have enough buttons.
The triggers, I
That
firmly
cannot
believe
be a
that the
real
triggers,
complaint.
the triggers were a huge miss.
Yeah, so they said, hey, now you have triggers.
Imagine if this didn't have triggers and had back touch.
I would throw this shit off a roof if they did that.
Comes-
And I want to
comes-
believe in it. Like again, I'm not
Yeah.
against the concept. The concept of it, I'm not against. If I had a PlayStation 5, I'd probably buy one. But God, it is ugly.
It is ugly.
It is. It is ugly. I'm glad you agree because I've been telling everybody about the DualSense being ugly this whole time, and Dev never wants to hear it. But this is ugly.
This is ugly.
This
I like
is
how the
ugly.
dude says look, but this looks ugly.
Like,
this
yeah,
is
I thought
dog
this
shit.
makes the Edge look prom queen.
Yeah.
Like, so, star of the show. Like, oof.
Yeah. This is... Oh boy.
Todd, SOCOM. I picked SOCOM, Todd.
Yeah, let's answer Todd's question.
John
Speaking of
32
game
says it looks like
fans,
the car that Homer designed.
See, we're not gonna get past it.
It does.
It looks like the car Homer is out of The Simpsons.
This is the best way of describing it. Oh.
Todd asked, do we bring back Resistance or SOCOM?
You get my answer,
Killzone.
Todd. That's not an option, Donnie.
Well, Todd's options aren't as good as they could be.
No, you're right. They aren't.
Thanks for writing in, Todd, but you forgot to include Killzone. Definitely, I was never into SOCOM. I never liked it. I remember I got it. I think one time I bought like a used PlayStation and it came with it, and I tried it.
Yeah.
Maybe like an hour. I was like, "This ain't it," and I turned it off. That was the most I've ever
Wow.
played
It was
SOCOM.
big.
So
It was big for us because
I probably didn't give it a.
first time with voice chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Yes.
probably didn't give it much of a try.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
It was very revolutionary
Oh yeah.
for us.
We love
time,
SOCOM.
we have things better than SOCOM now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I was always playing like Battlefield and Call of Duty instead. You know, I'd rather play 1941 or something. I don't know. I don't remember about what it was about it that turned me off, but I just wasn't.
But that would be a
digging
PlayStation
SOCOM.
exclusive. And you know, that's like hey, you can only play this one on PlayStation.
You get the point bump. You get the bump.
Yeah.
PlayStation bump.
Yep.
SOCOM was fun. It's a fun little squad shooter.
Agree.
So I would vote Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance is the answer.
There you go. I'll be the minority on that one. I don't care. I love SOCOM.
Like
All right. Jordan asked, how good did the Plucky Squire look?
Looks real
Game of
good.
the show?
Looks
No,
great.
it wasn't.
No way.
Absolutely not.
It's like Mario RPG esque when I see it. It reminds me of that.
Look good, but not Game
Sword
of
of
the
the Sea. I'm day one on Plucky Squire, but Sword of the Sea.
Spider-Man. All right. This is a great question from Bailerism. He said,
I'm glad you got questions because I forgot to ask, but your folks showed up.
they showed up.
They showed up this week.
You have to beat one game to save humanity. You get a total of 3 restarts and 1 continuation. What game do you pick?
The Walking Dead.
The Telltale one?
Yeah.
Yeah, humanity
Oh,
saved. That is cheating. That is absolutely cheating.
I was going one of two ways, and I chose like the nice way. The other way, I was going to pick like Dark Souls.
Oh, we are fucked.
Because that's just where I
Dark
feel with the
Souls.
state of humanity.
Jesus Christ.
Let
And
it
it's
die.
just like, is it worth saving at this point?
That is a good
Might
one.
as well,
It's a
you know,
good
it's
one.
just like
My
I can just let it go.
Oh boy. It's
You
gotta
seen the
be
controllers
short.
and shit PlayStation's making? No, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's start over.
Yeah.
Oh man, it would have to be a game I could beat in one sitting, right? You know what? The new Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
That's a great one.
Fun, current.
Can you
easy.
beat it in those? You have 3 restarts and 1 continuation. Can you beat it in that?
Yeah, this one I can. Yeah, it's not
You
like
can
the
play on any
original ones.
difficulty.
I guess so.
Oh, then definitely.
He didn't
I could
say-
do it on normal, but I could if I can change the difficulty, no question, easy.
Mario 3, Super Mario 3.
Yeah, that's a long
I'd
game.
die.
Though.
I would die.
That's a
more than
long
that
game.
in Mario
I thought
3.
about Mario 3.
You can use the warp whistles.
You forget
You
about the
can,
Ice World.
That's true. But level 8, man, that's tough.
I could beat level 8 with
Yeah.
that many continues in a
would
restart. I
probably
played that
play
game so many
like-
times.
Uncharted.
Oh my
That's a
god,
good
are you
one.
kidding? I guess you could probably not die in that.
I don't recall dying a whole lot in Uncharted.
Yeah,
I probably
that's
could do
true.
it with The Last of Us.
I died a bit in Last of Us.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of time in though.
You get
I
that
died-
clicker that you're not seeing like off the camera, and you just like get the animation.
I've died way more in Uncharted than The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah. Because there's a shooting section in The Last of in Uncharted that's just like fucking.
Miles. Oh, Miles.
cheap.
Yeah, John 32
Miles
says
is a
Miles
good
Morales.
answer,
Miles,
That's a
yeah.
good
Miles a
answer.
good one too. I never
Yeah.
died in that game, so yeah.
I changed my answer to Miles.
Animal
Morales.
Crossing?
Thank you, John. Animal Crossing.
That
You
mean I have
can't
to play
beat that
Animal
game.
Crossing.
You
You
can.
can't beat. How do you beat Animal
You
Crossing?
can roll credits in Animal Crossing. It's
You
possible.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, wait, did I do
think
that?
my
I probably
daughter
did.
did
It was during the pandemic, so I probably forget. I probably did roll credits. All right. Yeah, good answers.
What
Well, I
remains
asked
of
another
Edith
question, by the
Finch?
way.
It's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Firewatch.
I watched
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's another great question for you guys. If waffles, pancakes, and French toast are not available,
It's always French toast.
what do you get for breakfast?
Easy. Scrambled eggs, side of bacon. No question.
No grits?
Ugh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I'm in Massachusetts,
Oh,
man.
God.
That's not a common at the breakfast table. But I wouldn't say no to it.
Biscuits and gravy and hash browns.
Grits, eggs, and bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, those are all good choices.
I grew up off of that stuff, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think my breakfast is better than yours.
I'm not a big breakfast guy, so you're probably right. Yeah. In fact, I don't eat breakfast, so when I can get scrambled eggs and bacon, I'll take it. Usually it's lunchtime though.
Bacon's really good.
Bacon is good.
I mean, bacon could just be the answer.
Yeah,
I
just
didn't start
bacon.
eating bacon until I was 30. So
Oh,
That
Isn't
is
that weird?
horrible.
that's
isn't that
painful.
weird? I made
That
up for it.
hurts.
I started going to just breakfast buffets.
You're gonna live
and
longer
just
because of
eating
it, but
all
I
the
just don't know if
bacon.
it's worth it.
No, you haven't
You
seen
know,
my,
like you'll live longer, but did you live?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good point.
I'm making up for it.
Nice.
Good job. Hold up. You haven't had bacon since you were until you were 30?
Until I was 30.
Yeah. Did you just like
No, I'm
catch
trying
on to that?
I'm trying to grasp this in my head. Like
That was
In my
delayed?
head, I
No,
was like,
you
I
know,
don't like
what I'm
bacon.
thinking about, like if like bacon
Melvin
burgers,
Yeah,
like,
I
no
wouldn't get it.
bacon,
No, I was convinced I
because
didn't
bacon
like
like
it.
on everything. you can't like
Yeah,
miss bacon.
Yeah, never had it. So
I literally
went
do
to a-
put bacon
I went
on
to a
everything.
party. It was called Bacon Fest, and I was trying to impress my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife. And I was
So it
like,
worked.
well, I'm gonna eat it in front of her, and then I just kind of fell in love with it.
Oh, so you felt like that episode of Seinfeld where he had to eat the roast beef?
Yes,
He was hiding
exactly.
it.
Yeah. I love it now, and there's nothing better than, and I see in our chat, there's nothing better than a thick maple bacon slice. Like, I love it.
I am a fan of the heavy peppered bacon.
That's pretty
really
good
good
too.
too. And candied
Yeah.
bacon is like candy from the gods.
I don't dig scrambled eggs as much as I used to. You know?
I still love scrambled eggs. I can't get enough of it. Hot sauce or ketchup, I can go either way.
But like biscuits and gravy, a good hash brown, especially like Waffle House, get some peppers, man, some onions going, some tomatoes,
Yeah.
Good
ham,
stuff.
cheese, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I hear it for the breakfast lovers.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now I want bacon.
Yeah.
Me too. Got another question from Baylor.
Yeah.
He asks, Clash at the movies. You can pick 2 movies from the same genre and match them together.
Oh.
What 2 movies are you picking? Example, like House Party mixed with Friday.
Oh boy.
I feel like that's already a thing.
that is.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Is it?
That's like. No, I mean it isn't. But they both of those movies feel like the same.
Sure.
Like they're mashed together. Yeah.
This is like the crossover.
That's actually a
question
good
we got.
example.
You know what? I have one. Fast and Furious and Bad Boys.
Oh, that's good.
Is it? I mean, I
Yeah,
guess they're
I
both
guess so.
action movies, but they're not like the same
They're
genre.
the same
Bad
genre,
Boys
yeah.
isn't like a car movie.
It's
Right,
an
but you
action
got
movie.
Michael Bay, so you get the explosions.
Hold on. Fast and Furious isn't a car movie anymore.
It isn't. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a lot about cars.
Oh,
okay.
what do I pick?
I'll allow it.
I pick John Wick and Pacific Rim.
I think it's a
Oh.
stretch, but I'll allow it.
Pacific Wick.
Pacific Wick.
There's only one person who can take up these kaiju.
Pacific?
Pacific.
Suffering succotash.
I don't know. I got nothing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm trying to
mine's
think.
underwhelming,
Like
Tom.
I'm completely blank. I wasn't prepared. I don't think I ever thought of it.
I now pronounce you
What can we
Chucky
shove?
Chucky.
Yeah,
and
it's like what
Larry.
can we shove
I now
Chucky
pronounce
into?
you Chucky and Larry. Adam
What are we gonna
Sandler
shove
has
Chucky
to marry
into?
Chucky to prove
Chucky
he's
and
gay.
Annabelle.
No,
Oh,
don't like that.
Chucky and Annabelle. Yeah, no, he already did.
Chucky
it
needs to be
girl,
something
though.
like on Chucky's humor level. I would
Five
rather
Nights
like
at
Chucky and Nightmare.
Chucky's. Five Nights at Chucky's.
I think Chucky and Freddy could be a lot of fun. But better than Freddy and Jason.
Sure, Freddy and Jason's boring.
Jason's not a good enough character. Chucky could hold his own. It'd be
Okay.
hilarious. I don't like that idea, but I mean it's the best thing I was thinking of. I was definitely thinking of like horror. I don't know, man. Got nothing.
All right, let's go to our next question.
I don't want to mix Goodfellas with anything.
No,
Leave Goodfellas alone.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
you can also leave it in the 80s too if you want.
The legendary Shogun asks, I have good news for you,
Yeah,
legendary Shogun.
Scarface,
Yes. Answer number 1. Yes.
Scarface, and I don't know, something with Nicolas Cage where he's like Scarface.
What?
I think that fits. Just Scarface and Nicolas
Just
Cage.
farm
Let's just put
stuff,
Nick Cage
Nicolas Cage.
in Scarface.
Vampire Scarface.
There you go.
Renfield, Scarface.
Yeah. Right.
Have you seen that yet?
I have not. Heard
I
it's
want
good.
to. I want to see it. It looks good. Sorry.
The
Face
legend-
Off.
Ah,
See?
that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Scar face off.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice. Like
I
it.
mean,
Scar
that,
face
that wrote
off.
itself.
Legendary Shogun asked, and he's gonna be shocked to know this: is it true there will be a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake?
Yeah.
And do you think it will have multiplayer?
No.
Boy, do I have news for you. It's so damn true. It's true. It's damn true.
You are in luck, because yes, it is very much true. I don't think it'll have multiplayer though.
No
No.
way. No multiplayer.
No multiplayer.
All right. He also asked
Leave
another
that
question.
Metal Gear Survive shit out of my actual Metal Gear stuff.
Absolutely
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, leave that out. No, we don't want that. He also asked another question. I think this is a great one. If you could be any monster in any movie,
Yeah.
who would you be?
Can I give
feel
you
like
my
this is-
weird
This is
answer?
easy.
The monster from Barbarian. That's what I
I
was.
still haven't seen that one.
You want
Oh,
to be
good. And I
Yeah.
hope that you guys watch it. And
I have watched it. You want
realize
to be that
how
monster?
strange my answer is.
That is a weird answer,
It's a very
loves that
weird
movie, though.
answer.
especially if you've seen the movie. That is a
Yeah.
very weird answer, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
is
watch
very
it
weird.
before we talk about horror movies this fall.
Oh yeah, you got to watch it
promise.
before Decade of Horror. But man, I really think that monster had it set up. That was a good life for that monster.
Did it?
I think so. But
My
we'll
answer's
talk
God-
about.
by the way.
We'll talk
Your
I'm
about
answer's
just
it
what?
shocked by Josh's
in
answer.
October.
What's your answer, Delvin?
Godzilla.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was thinking, but I feel like there's a really easy. I think the answer is Predator.
Sure.
That is a good answer.
I mean, like that's
Predator's
the
good.
answer.
Cloverfield monster.
That's what I was thinking first.
Oh, it feels cool.
That's what I was thinking first.
The monsters from the Descent, pretty good.
I don't want to be them. They're scary, but I don't want to be them.
Godzilla. seems
Or I
cool.
could be Predator.
What about you could be
That Terminator 2
Hereditary.
guy.
T-1000.
Oh,
Yeah.
T-1000.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
It's pretty
That's a
good.
good
Does he
one.
count?
I would
so.
think
It's a
so.
monster, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Monster-ish. Yeah.
Godzilla's the answer.
That's a good
Predator's
one,
better
too.
answer.
Big giant ass monster. Godzilla is fucking up a predator.
He's never gonna see him.
He won't
Like
see
that's
him,
not
yeah.
a that's a completely
Predator
different scale.
kills Godzilla easy.
I think so.
Yeah.
Predator just hunts Godzilla from afar.
He could climb
How?
Godzilla's back and Godzilla wouldn't feel it.
How does anybody ever get rid of
How do you
Godzilla?
hurt
Like,
Godzilla? He's God fucking. The name's God is in his name. He can
you're just
destroy
gonna
cities easily.
you're just gonna crush cities forever?
Yeah.
Like Predator can be amongst the
You know
people
what?
and civilian and travel through space, and like there's a lot of runway with Predator. With
Well-
Godzilla, you're just Godzilla. That's a pretty one note life, man.
Smoking
I
Joe
think,
has the correct answer.
Smoker
Cookie
Joe, yeah, he
Monster.
gets in there.
I want to be the
Monster.
Cookie Monster.
The
That is
lowest
the
of
greatest
stakes.
monster ever existed. Yes. Just go around every day.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit about anything but just eating cookies.
Cookies.
Yeah, and you find every
Cookies.
day.
It's not bad.
That is a great answer.
Good
Thank
answer.
you, Smoking Joe. That is the answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Cloverfield's better than Godzilla.
I don't know about
Ah,
that.
yeah.
It is.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Hands down.
Absolutely not. All right. Now, this is a good question. Here, Legendary Shogun asked again. What movie franchise or TV series would you have stopped after the first one?
Texas
Transformers.
Chainsaw.
Oh, which one you said, Josh?
Transformers.
Yeah. The movie series, correct?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
movies.
The movies,
You
not the
said
TV series.
Chainsaw?
Texas Chainsaw.
Both
Yeah.
good answers. I'm gonna do two. Movies, Saw.
Okay. I see that.
Mm,
Saw 2
Okay.
is pretty bad.
Yes.
Saw's good. I was thinking Scream, Sean, but there are several Screams that are good. I just
Yeah.
haven't liked many of the recent ones.
TV series,
Don't say it.
D-Life,
I feel
fuck
like
you.
I feel like I see your answer coming for TV series. Don't say it.
Let's see if you think if you're correct. Lost.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say it. No.
Yes.
I will
Absolutely.
die
And I like Lost.
on the Lost Throne. You do not end that show after. How did I know you were going to say that?
I am
Well.
shocked that you knew that.
No, Lost goes on.
Do you have an answer for video game?
That's another good one.
Zelda.
Oh my god.
Metroid.
That is amazing. I think Sean taught me for saying Lost. That was,
Dude, True Detective is a great answer.
that is a great answer.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
great answer.
Yeah.
Good
That
pull.
is
new,
great. That might
but
be
the
the
new
answer.
series
Good
looks good. The new season looks good.
Season 3 was good. Season 2 was atrocious.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yes.
Season 2 was
two
really bad.
Trying to think of video games. Video games with lots of sequels. That would be better if they just never happened.
Just
Oh.
Dance.
I mean, that's a good in a trollish way, but yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
I'm
You
trying
could
to think
always
what
just add packs to that. Oh, Madden. You could just add.
No,
roster
the
updates
first
every year.
Madden sucked.
First
Oh,
man
yeah,
was
that's
terrible.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
very good.
Trying to think. Video games wise.
Saints Row. People still like Saints Row.
I love 2. I
people
feel
like
like I'm the
2 more than
weirdest
1.
person in the
I
world that
like-
loves 2.
I like 2. I like 2 too. I like 1 and 2.
That's fair. The Last of Us. Sean, shut up.
That's my answer.
Sean's become my enemy today.
That's my
I
answer.
see.
The answer is definitely The Last of Us.
Yeah. And I know kids love Just Dance. I was kidding.
Yeah, you
Just
about
Dance
to have all the
is
kids
still
mad
good.
at you, Josh.
I know. All the kids are
All-
watching.
Sonic?
Sonic?
No, I really
Ooh.
love most of the Sonics.
Mega Man?
Oh no,
Mega Man gets
2 was
better.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at lists of games with the most
Star
sequels.
Fox.
Yes. No. Oh.
No,
No,
64.
because Star Fox 64.
Gotta have 64.
But the 64 is just a remake of 1.
No. Well, I mean, you could
So-
argue that about a lot of.
True. Watch Dogs?
Yeah.
People don't like Watch Dogs 1. People
Yeah,
like
but they
2
don't like
better.
the other ones either, though.
People like 2.
Oh,
People like 2 a lot.
I'll
Ooh,
throw
John
Assa-
32.
Assassin's Creed in there.
Wii Sports.
There's
We
Good
more,
answer.
That's
There's
funny.
more than one Wii Sports.
But Wii Sports Resorts is the ultimate game, the second
Right.
one.
In a sequel proper. Yeah, I think we got our good ones. There's not a good video game answer. I
Final
don't think.
Fantasy.
No,
No,
absolutely
Final
not.
Fantasy 1's terrible.
Yes, it is not good.
No.
Knack.
Knack, yeah, there you go.
I'm just trying to kill off games at this point.
Mario Strike is a good answer.
Oh, Mario
yeah, that
Golf.
is a good answer. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't know that
None of
there's
his other
more
ones
video
count.
game ones.
Trying to think. Mirror's Edge. There you go.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
People kept asking for it, didn't even buy Mirror's Edge too.
There you go.
Yeah, I got nothing else. None of these work.
All right.
The jokes have run out.
That was a great question.
It was.
Bravo 98 asked, if you could add someone to Mortal Kombat 1, who would it be and why would it be Kratos? Also, if you had to choose between MK1 and Street Fighter 6,
Ugh.
which one would you pick and why? Those are 2 great questions for both of them.
Well, he's so lucky to have written in tonight.
Yikes.
We've got
Yeah.
Josh here, who's
a
all about
question.
Mortal Kombat.
I
I'm
think
about
you
both
need
of
to look at Mortal Kombat 1 in a bigger picture now because we know what it is, and this is a throwback. So I don't think you can put Kratos in this. You got to go like early Mortal Kombat times.
Technically
like,
speaking, it's not a throwback. It's,
I know
It's so
but
weird.
like-
It's a reimagination because it's a continuation of 11.
it's
So it's a sequel, but it's a
Liu
reboot.
Kang going back in the past. He's still
Fire God
future
Liu
Liu
Kang.
Kang, but he's in the past trying to fix the past. So
It's Quantum
you
Leap.
want to think of characters.
Why can't Kratos be in it?
He could be.
Okay.
I just for
Have you
me,
seen-
like,
I'm
Have
so
you
lost.
seen the DLC list for is it that's rumored?
yes, I did see it, and I'm very
No.
excited for it.
Well, my pick is on there already, so I'll pick somebody
oh,
else. Peacemaker.
I guess I
That's
think
it.
I'm trying to think more like
Peacemaker.
character-wise for Mortal
Yes.
Kombat, and like I like the ideas of these newer characters. But I'm gonna guess if it's gonna be anybody, not necessarily in Mortal Kombat storyline.
Is it just
I
John Cena?
I like just John Cena.
What? Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peacemaker is Superman, but he'll kill people.
I was confused
Oh, not
between.
Peacemaker. Sorry,
You
no,
said
that's
Peacemaker. I didn't think of it. I was like,
not
is that the guy
Peacemaker.
from like the
From the
boys?
HBO.
Or
No,
is it
Peacemaker is
yeah,
from
John
the
Cena.
HBO. It's
Yeah,
John Cena.
John
yes.
Cena.
Homelander's
He-
from the boys. That's Superman.
And he's in the
will
game
kill.
too. He's supposed rumored to be DLC for the game too. Homelander and Peacemaker are
Oh
rumored
shit! So I was
Yeah.
right either way. Wow.
Homelander and Peacemaker are rumored DLC for Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, and Omni-Man from Invincible.
Yes.
Invincible.
Okay.
Invincible.
So I'm just gonna say John Wick then.
That's a great one.
John Wick would be a good one because we've already had Rambo. We've already had
That sounds good.
Terminator. We've already had
Better.
RoboCop.
Yes.
No.
Well, they've already been in it. They've already been in it.
They've already been in the game.
So,
And they're good.
Who-
We've already had the
No.
Predator.
Hey,
RoboCop is not.
you know what we
good.
did mention earlier? T1000. That's a good answer.
Nice.
T1000 would be great because you already
Ivan
got
Drago.
Terminator. Drago, you could get Drago in there. But then it opens up like the Rocky verse, and you don't want Rocky.
It's
in
like a
Mortal
whole
Kombat.
new campaign villain for Balrog.
Balrog's not in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's right. Damn, Street Fighter. Wrong series. This is why I'm glad Josh is here.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of good options, but I think they kind of nailed it with Homelander and I always
Cena.
forget, and John Cena.
Peacemaker, yeah.
Peacemaker.
Why do you keep saying it's just John Cena?
But
Yeah.
that's the name
It's
of the
John Cena with a
character.
mask.
They really named it with those. They really nailed it with those two. Omni-Man, I was not expecting, but that's a
I
great
don't know
addition as well.
who that,
I was
that
going to say
is.
Invincible.
So he is Invincible's dad. He's
Dad,
played by J. Jonah Jameson. he's played
awesome.
by what's his name? But he's also like an evil Superman. But
What
like 10 times.
franchise is this?
It's in the
Invincible.
comic is called Invincible.
It's on Prime. You might
It's
like
on
that show
Amazon
a lot.
Prime. It's an animated series.
Very
It's
violent.
very good. It's very
Okay.
violent. Yeah, very
nothing.
bloody, very horror-ish, horror-esque.
That's-
Speaking of horror, we got to get some horror people back in
Grimes.
Mortal Kombat. Rick Grimes would be good. I think Negan is better. Yeah, I know they got him in
Negan is
Tekken.
better.
They
Negan
got him in
was weird
Tekken, but he's
Tekken.
better.
He was better for Mortal Kombat.
But we already had Texas Chainsaw. We had Leatherface in Mortal Kombat, so that's already been done. We had Jason in Mortal Kombat. That's been done.
Yes.
We had Freddy. Did we have Freddy?
Ghostface?
Freddy and MKX, right?
Yes.
Ghostface. That's a good
Ghostface
one,
would be
Ben.
good.
Ghostface would be good.
We had Joker.
Joker, yeah. Yeah. But they won't do that with the DC now because Warner Brothers is being stingy.
Yeah.
Candyman?
Candyman would be cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good horror options as well. We've already had Predator. We've already had Alien. So there's some
What
good
about
options out
Chucky?
there. Chucky, that would be freaking great.
That'd be
Throw him
cool.
in there.
In
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Why
it can
not?
work. It can work.
It definitely can.
I think he's well. No, I won't say that either.
They can make the height thing work.
Yes, they can.
We do
Oh,
have
yeah.
a lack of Chucky in just general video gaming. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down for anything, but I don't know. I don't know if that one fits as well as Ghostface or
See,
Myers or
In my
Yeah,
head,
it doesn't fit as well, but they could
Right.
make it work.
I always think of the fatalities when it comes to Mortal Kombat. How cool
Yeah.
it would be.
Yep.
And I can see Chucky's all being pretty cool.
I'm just thinking of
Like
Chucky
somebody.
from a tone. Like you can't have Chucky without dialogue, and I don't know if Chucky's dialogue fits.
Oh, it
Right.
definitely
Well,
does.
You think so?
When
I think so.
When it comes to
Okay.
those characters, because
You guys would know. I don't know. I haven't
The celebrity characters' dialogues are ridiculous.
played
Like,
Mortal
Rambo was
Kombat in
the
years.
They have tons of unique intros for every character that meets every character.
Dropping F bombs and shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
they
wow.
curse.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
they can make it work.
Yeah, Chucky then. Charles Lee Ray. Could be like an assist. Could be both.
Oh, he could throw him. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tiffany.
Good answer.
Tiffany.
Tiffany and Chucky.
Be like ice climbers.
They toss each other. Yeah, like
Yeah.
throw
Oh.
each other in the air.
We didn't answer the second question of this.
Yeah, what's the
MK,
second
what
question?
are Street Fighter 6?
Oh boy, that's a tough question, man. But like, we got some time in between the two. If I had to pick one, it's MK1. Like Street Fighter has dropped the ball the past two games.
I did not like 5.
Especially on launch. They dropped the ball both games, and the thing I hate the most. I love Street Fighter to death. The thing I hate the most about it is there's going to be 4 other versions of it within
That is true.
a
That's a
year
solid
and a
point.
half, and it's unacceptable as a Street Fighter fan because you're just going to wait. Just wait for Championship Edition.
Well, to be fair, they're starting to do that with Mortal Kombat now. Or if you just wait to the end of the year, you can get the Ultimate Edition with all the characters and DLC and stuff
You just
together.
buy the DLC?
Yeah, but you can buy Mortal Kombat Ultimate Edition for $100 and get all the DLC packs.
Yeah.
Street
You do that
Fighter
in
is
Street
going to
Fighter?
cost you like $220.
What?
Yeah.
Unless you
high.
wait 2 years.
That is correct. That is true.
And then you get the Championship Edition.
That is
Wow.
correct. Josh
But
is right.
They went nuts.
Josh
And
making a good case.
When Street Fighter 5 came out, it didn't have campaign. It only had 6 playable characters.
It was
Right, but when
now-
Street Fighter 6 is like
now
doing,
it has like 22 characters.
it's doing all of that differently though, right?
It's doing too much, I think. There's too much going on in Street
Ooh.
Fighter 6. I'm so excited to
take.
get it.
that is
And
the
I'm
hot
going
take.
to get it, but I don't need everything. I just want Street Fighter. I
You
want
feel like they're
campaign,
overcompensating now.
Arcade, yeah, they are way overcompensating.
So they're giving you everything. Like they're giving you a whole story mode. You create your character, you play the story mode. They're giving
Yeah.
you
That's like Virtua Fighter and Soul Calibur levels. That's not Street Fighter.
it is.
They don't do that. You play as Ken, and then you play as Ryu, and you play through their campaigns.
Yeah,
You
do
don't
each one
need
of their
this creative
campaigns,
thing.
and then that's the story. Then you play online,
Yeah.
and you can play other things. But yeah,
Yep.
this is very different from Street Fighter.
It's too much. Too much.
I appreciate it though. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm not
See how
gonna say no now, but like I'm just worried about it.
I will say this: in the trailer they showed today,
Yeah.
the creator character looked vastly different than the characters that you were
Oh.
that you were in the game. Like
Yeah.
nothing alike. It looked generic.
Totally different. Yeah.
They're like, okay.
Yep.
Know about that, Chief.
We'll see. I'm sure the combat's gonna be great. I played the beta a little bit. It feels good. I just think that there's too much going on.
Okay, that's a fair assessment.
MK1 all day.
Yeah, I love MK.
Bad name, but I'll take it.
Jay asks, is even factions coming out this year?
No.
It's not coming
What is even factions?
out. Is factions even coming out this year? It's not coming out.
It's a game for nostalgia hoes.
I don't think factions coming out.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming out this year either. I know Haley is suggesting that they're going to announce it on the Last of Us anniversary in June.
Yeah, she did. She just
Makes sense. Maybe they are.
Okay.
I just, as quiet as they've gone on it, for it not to be at this showcase, I don't know. I got a feeling it's 2024.
Yeah, if that.
I can see them announcing a remaster of The Last of Us 2 probably at that showcase.
I
I
mean,
was
maybe.
wondering about that leading up to the showcase. I kept thinking about what are the options, like what could they show? And a lot of people are suggesting Last of Us 2 Definitive Edition or whatever. And I keep thinking to myself that if they were going to do that, I feel like if it was that close to being released, they'd already have it. B, they're probably saving it for Series 2 of the HBO show.
Yeah, it'd be
Possible.
great timing for them.
Unless they're going to release it with factions.
Maybe.
Like I could see them being like, hey, if you buy factions, you get this upgraded version of part 2.
Or vice versa.
Right.
Yeah.
But then I also think factions might be not out until season 2 of the HBO show.
Yeah, I could probably.
Like,
see
I
that
don't know
being
where
a
they
thing.
are with factions. I know that they talked about it last year with Keeley, but at the same time, the thing that I keep reminding myself is we watched Naughty Dog work on Last of Us 2 for like a decade.
Yeah.
Right. And I understand that this isn't that same game, but like Naughty Dog's not going to just like, you're not just going to release a game to get it out of the way. Like they're not going to crunch it and be like, well, it's got to release. They're not. They're going to keep working on it until it's ready to release. And the fact that it wasn't in this showcase today just makes me, at the very least, like I'm just done worrying or anticipating it. Come out when it comes out, It'll probably be a while.
Yeah.
But maybe in 2 weeks they'll prove me completely wrong.
Yeah.
Haley says, and they're like, here it comes. But I don't know. I don't think so.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Next question from Ray. This is probably only for me. Well, maybe Josh cares about this.
Yeah.
What do you want to see in Final Fantasy 16?
PC port.
I want to see more of what we saw in the original announcement, which was like that, like a Game of Thrones-y style of story. And I don't think we've seen that in the gameplay since then.
Yeah, we haven't.
So I want a little bit more in-depth story info. I do think that there's one dude who, like, this voice actor really has that gritty voice acting that I think is like, that's gonna be my favorite character. That dude sounds hard. I like it, but I want to see more specific story stuff, and I really wanted to focus more on that medieval style, because we haven't really seen a Final Fantasy. Maybe 12 had a little bit of it, or 11. I'm thinking actually 11, but we haven't really seen too much of that in the Final Fantasy stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I love Final Fantasy 15. Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 15 has a lot of heart to it. A lot of heart. So if their gameplay and their story can match a little bit of that heart from 15, I'm cool.
Nice.
I think 16 looks cool.
It does.
Yeah. Agreed.
I like its focus on more action-oriented combat. It looks more like Devil May Cry. Has this fantasy-less style. Every time I see it, I keep thinking of like Lord of the Rings, but Game of Thrones fits.
Yeah.
And I dig it. I don't think I've ever been like, I'm super interested in Final Fantasy game, but like if this was out on PC soon, I'd have it in my wish list. I wouldn't buy it like right away, but I'd be looking for it like on sale or something just to try it. If I had like a demo, I would try it.
Okay.
But who knows when I'll ever get a chance to play it? Be years from now. So I'll reevaluate it then,
It'd probably be cheaper by then.
if ever.
All right. Our next question from TPR. He asks, never played Metal Gear Solid in my life. What are you doing? You need to play it. I'm ready to jump in with the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection that comes out this fall
question.
for the first 3 games.
Wow.
Then I'll jump into the remake of 3 when it hits.
Oof.
What should I look out for when playing?
I mean, this is a stealth game like you've never played before, so you got to look out for bad guys. And I mean that
Wow.
sincerely.
Well, that's the answer.
You got to go slow. You got to take your time, and this is a game where you might have a gun, but you have limited ammunition, and the whole point of the game is to be stealth. So that's what you got to look out for, that, because you get spotted and just forget about it. That's the end of the area you're in. You got to go slow. There's different ways to play it, and Metal Gear Solid has a great option of sleep tranquilizers in every version of the game.
Yes.
So you can definitely put people to sleep, but then you got to move them. So just be mindful of where you're going into and how you're going to get in there. I know that's kind of a generic answer, but that's just how the games play.
What you think,
It
Donnie?
is a good answer. I play Metal Gear way more stealthy than I play any other game because, like you say, I think it forces your hand a lot of times. But I play Metal Gear pretty actiony too.
Yeah.
I'm not as super silent or as super stealthy. I'll knock some fools out given the opportunity and leave them there for everybody else to see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking around. Be afraid.
Exclamation marks everywhere.
Yeah, I set off alarms quite a bit.
Boom, boom, boom.
I've never been that way. But I was thinking the question completely differently. And it's interesting. He's never played Metal Gear ever. So start with the original trilogy, which I don't hate.
Yeah.
But then you're going to play 1, 2, and 3 and then replay 3.
And
That's,
then play 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm like, that ain't it though. I'd rather
I
play
agree.
1 and 2 and then wait for the remake.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then play the remake. And if you want to see the difference with the original, then go back and replay 3. But that said, I know TPR goes through a lot of stuff, and you know he's done this with movies and stuff. So I understand wanting to have the original too. Like, I'm going to do what you're saying. I'm going to play 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to replay 3. But it's different because I've already played 3. So, but what I will say is the story is fucking nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
I've done my best to try and keep up with it as best I can. So what I would tell you is to write down as you play the names of all of the characters, and then maybe find a wiki and get a general understanding of who they are. Don't like read through the whole page. Just read like the first paragraph of everybody. And then after you complete the game, if you have more questions, like dive further. But there were, God, so much that I didn't understand about Metal Gear the first time that I played through any of the campaigns. The first time I played Metal Gear Solid, I just played Metal Gear Solid because it was the hot shit on PlayStation. I didn't even know there were NES games.
Yeah.
When I played Metal Gear Solid 2, obviously I'd come off Metal Gear Solid. When I played Metal Gear Solid 3, it took me a long time to figure out how it all tied together, which really, like, I think kicked off when I played Metal Gear Solid 4. That's where all the pieces started to, like, align. And I was like, oh, I kind of get it. And I would never, to this day, I would never, like, openly debate new facts about Metal. Like, I'm still kind of iffy. I'm not 100% sure I get it, but, like, I think I get it.
Yeah.
Overall. But definitely don't play 5 anytime soon.
Yeah,
if you
that's-
care about the story at all. Play 5 if you just want to play Metal Gear, because 5 might be the best one to play. 5 is awesome. It's fucking awesome to play. But if you're trying to place 5's characters in this greater, like, universe, you're going to be confused. It's a lot.
I would say, in terms of story, try to go in as blind as possible so you can be surprised at stuff that happens in the game. Because there's a lot of cool surprises and cool things that happen that's based off the story, like cool boss battles that are very story based.
Yes.
That you don't want to be that you want to be surprised on, like the Psycho Mantis battle.
It's the video game's
Oh, yeah.
equivalent of like GoldenEye or just any high espionage, movie. And there's characters that turn and double turn and triple turn and turn to the point where they don't make any goddamn sense anymore.
Yes.
And like, there's lots of that. And in again, to my point about the characters, there's lots of acronyms. There's Diamond Dogs and Fox Squad and Philanthropists, and like you're gonna be confused. So take notes. I wish I had taken notes of it. I didn't get it until I think I probably played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 2 or 3 times before like I really got it. My first time through, I didn't get it. I wasn't maybe old enough to understand it, and I wish I had taken notes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
Smoking Joe asks, is the Metal Gear collection coming to Switch?
We don't know. I hope it
bet
does.
it is. I bet it will. Why would you go through the trouble of delisting and re-releasing if you're not going to put it on Switch? They're going to put it on Switch. They're going to make all that money, and then I get to say that I told you so.
Well, let me ask
I
this.
get to be that person.
Does Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake come to Switch?
Probably not. Maybe
No
Switch
way.
2.
I was going to say, do you think it's
Yeah,
gonna be
maybe
the
Switch
thing
2.
where
Yeah.
You can stream it?
Well, maybe, but I mean, I think maybe the next Switch will be able to handle it.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys are thinking. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 3 is going to be like breaking down the boundaries of video game development.
No, but
I'm not
I think it's
expecting
more
this-
like Resident Evil 2 remaster, remake,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it could probably run on the next Switch, which will probably be out by the time
yeah.
the game comes out anyway. And if it's not, we'll be soon, right? But I think the collection comes. I think both the collections come.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good Switch cart. I'm definitely going to pick up that cartridge.
Okay. I think it'll be a great Switch card. So I agree. Our final question is from Delvin Jr. He asks, what's the best ending to a video game? I just got the secret ending to Signalis, I think it's called.
Signalus.
Signalis. He
I
loves
tried playing that
game.
game. The game was hard as hell.
He loves it. And he thinks it's one of the most beautiful endings in a video game ever. He loves that game.
Nice. It's a better gamer than me.
He
It was
platinum,
an
I think.
obtuse damn game. I played the game for about 5 hours. I was like, who has time for this?
He does.
You're adventuring around, like getting codes off of Post-it notes and like 4 floors, 18 rooms over. come all the way back to get into an elevator, and she was like, "Oh my god, like I can't be doing this, man." It's on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was cool though. It's cool art style, cool vibe, tone, cool game.
I think the endings can be tough for video games because a lot of times they don't end. You know, they're kind of set you up
Good
for
point.
potentially a sequel. But I've sworn by this game since I've completed it. I think Spec Ops: The Line is one of the best
Good.
That is a
call.
great one.
plot lines and endings of a game that I've ever played.
I gotta replay that
and
game.
I wish I could say Mass Effect 3. I wish I could. But then
I was
you'd
gonna
have to
say
ask
2.
me which ending. So I will stick with Spec Ops: The Line.
I'm not super particularly in awe of many video game endings.
Yeah,
be
they're not
honest.
always super great.
Yeah,
It's about the journey, not the destination.
right.
I have a couple. I love the ending to Telltale's Walking Dead in general, like the final
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
That ending was very like, if you played it from the beginning and got Lee's story, the Clem story, to the end of Clem's story, and you get to that whole moment and everything, you see her story plays out. It's very emotional. It's very good, and it's very touching to see
I
where
still
that
think
story is.
the ending to the first game is better than the ending to the series.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't argue. I would argue that's a good point as well. But I think they're both valid. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you played through them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I liked them both. Yeah, I definitely went through them all.
Another one, Mass Effect 2. The ending of Mass Effect 2 is awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially if you get whether you get and that's one of the few games that has a good ending and a bad ending, and the bad ending is just as awesome as the good ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've rarely seen a game that does a bad ending really well. That one does it so well. It's like, oh shit, this is actually really cool. Yeah. So Mass Effect's definitely up there. Mass Effect 2 in particular. 3, I don't know what happened.
Well,
But
we all know what happened.
2's ending is fantastic.
I don't know, man.
Sean's caps stuck on again.
I mean, Sean said he liked. I saw he said he likes the ending to The Last of Us. I do. I mean, I like the ending
That's
to
a
The
great
Last
one.
of Us. I don't think it's a great ending.
No, it's a terrible ending. It's a
I don't
great
think.
story.
No, I like the ending. I just
like
don't
it a
think it's
lot.
a great ending.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, it's more cliffhanger than ending. Really, I like the obscurity, the vagueness of the ending. It
Sure.
offers a lot of. It offers a good jump, like a good jumping off point to talk about, you know, what you took away from it, which I think is the best part of the ending. But just because it does that, I don't think it makes a great ending.
Yeah.
Snake Eater's ending is pretty fucking
Oh.
excellent.
That is a really good one.
Yeah, Snake Eater's ending is pretty good. I always love the ending from Red Dead 2 or Red Dead, not
Bioshock
Red Dead,
is
2,
great.
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
That's
Bioshock's a
good.
great one.
Bioshock's
First
a great
one.
Bioshock Infinite's a great one.
Doom 3 is a pretty big one for me. That's a really good ending. Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 both have great endings. There's some
Yeah.
good ones out there.
There's some really good ones out there.
Mario.
Does it ever end? Just get to the princess to be captured again.
Oh, I'm scrolling through a list and so this list has the ending for God of War 2018, and I agree.
Oh, that is a great one. That is a
good
fantastic
ending.
one.
That ending was pretty damn stellar.
Yep.
I was all in. I
And the
love that
sequel-
ending.
And the sequel's ending is really good too.
Nice reveal, nice
Can't lie.
turn. Really sets up the future. It's a pretty good ending.
Agreed.
I guess that does it for us, didn't it? That's about it.
Was that it?
PSVG.
That's all the question?
That's all the questions.
That's
I was
it.
supposed to jump in there at some point. I'm sitting there like waiting
To
for the next one.
moon.
I'm still
That's it.
scrolling through lists of games.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for us. Man, I tried my best. Still 3 hours. Wow.
We did not. Yeah,
I was thinking, like, when we were going through that list of games, I was like, we're making good time.
We were
Like,
making
I
good
can
time.
relax.
and you know what happened?
That damn
That-
handheld.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That goddamn handheld fucked it all up.
Do you even call it a handheld?
No,
Hands held.
mean, it's like a camcorder.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to buy a case for that thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrible.
Okay, that'll do it for this week. This week on PSVG. Tune in next week as hopefully a returning dev comes back, and apparently we're going to argue about cartoons. So you've got that to look forward to. That'll be
That's
a lot
gonna
of
be
fun. Is XP recording?
I don't know, probably.
So XP will probably drop an episode. Make sure you listen to Board Video Games.
Yeah.
And then I'll catch you this weekend for another great episode of Nintendo Shack. And with that, we're out. Catch you later. Enjoy your long weekend here in the States, here in Canada. I mean, nobody can help you. So you're on your
Game
own.
fans.
Game fan.